fucking synapses in the internet underground. Everyone knows who I am. The world is my chessboard and war is the tool of the game. Don't hate me, I'm just a messenger. Say what you want about me, but I speak the truth. The truth, the truth. Fuck you. Fuck yeah.
What's going on, folks? And thank you for tuning in with me to another edition of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And of course, I am your host, the man they call Ghost, and I want to thank everybody for tuning in with me. This is episode number 767, episode number 767 for all the folks that are keeping track of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And before we get into anything else, I'd like to ask everybody to please spread this show across the internets and throughout the world. And let everybody you know, let them all know that the True Capitalist Radio broadcast is in effect and in the house, and we are live right now, and we're going to try to be live every Monday at 5 p.m., but let me tell you, I really don't like doing the True Capitalist Radio broadcast because, unfortunately, everything that I predicted in 2024, when all you morons were calling me a Democrat and, I don't know, fucking jumping up and down for joy when Trump was elected, I told you everything that is coming to pass is now coming to pass. And it's kind of a little bit demoralizing to see a bunch of morons now crying over the fucking shit they voted in. So I'm gonna try. All right, we're gonna try. Unfortunately, I don't really have too much good news for anybody. All right, and it's very unfortunate. But let's get to the markets. That's how we begin every True Capitalist Radio broadcast. Put the PC shot on. Let's get to the markets. Of course, they are topsy-turvy because, as I've stated, every single one of these companies that are overinflated, that are trading 500, 800 times earnings, all right, this is all going to come crashing down. The only reason we haven't seen it crash down yet is because we have retail investors that have entered the market, and because they made a chunk of money maybe once or twice, they are addicted to it like some gambler gambling at a casino, pressing the button on the goddamn slot machine. And that's literally what we have here. We've got people that are putting themselves in high amounts of debt. And for those that don't believe me, I mean, just take a look at this before we get into the markets. Private credit under strain as troubled loans swell. All right, Financial Times analysis shows signals of stress in the market are back to levels last seen in 2017. So we're finally starting to get to the point where retail investors are no longer to being able to take out credit in order of hoping to hit some kind of a stock that they know have no reason or no sound explanation why they're getting into it. And I think I've said this many times, you know, many people when they're shopping for an appliance, you know, when they're shopping for a deal at a restaurant, they look for the best price possible. But when it comes to a stock, all somebody needs to do is say something about it on Wall Street Bets, and these morons will throw $10,000 on it like it ain't shit. So once again, private credit not looking good. Let's go ahead and take a look at the markets here. Dow Jones Industrial is down today, 0.51%. Dow Jones is at 53,459.78 points for the Dow Jones Industrial. And why not? I mean, all of our tax money is being reallocated to give many of these people that are in the Dow Jones Industrial no-bid contracts, so they're the only ones making fucking money. With that being said, S&P 500, it is also down today, 0.52%, closing out the S&P 500 at 7,745.06 points for the S&P 500. And we've got the NASDAQ. It is also down today, 0.32%. NASDAQ closing out at 26,644.91 points for the NASDAQ composite. Now, as I stated, folks, I think that we're all going to come crashing down. We haven't seen the amount of money that has been put into this market ever. Retail investors are coming into the market, and that's the general, everyday, average American. And during COVID, we had a big influx of these people, and because they made money once or twice, maybe 3 times, they're addicted to it. They're putting themselves on credit. They're putting themselves on margin, and we don't know when the hell that stops. All right, we have no idea who the hell and when the hell that's going to stop. So with that being said, I have no idea why people are investing in this market, especially at these high prices of these stocks. The only thing that I'm getting into, and I'm not putting much money in the market, is small cap or micro cap growth stocks. Because when all's said and done, when the retail investors are wiped out of the market clean, the only people that are going to be in the market are the folks that are private equity, investment funds. They got to stay there. They can't liquidate. And what they're going to do is they're going to go right at these micro or small cap growth stocks, which have been neglected here for the past 5-6 years because of this ridiculous hyper sensationalism of the big 7 or whatever you call these overinflated stocks. Now, why do I say they're overinflated stocks? Well, because, folks, most of the reasoning why we're seeing the continued fake growth because of investor euphoria, or I should say insanity, is because of AI. And one of the biggest hardware providers of AI is NVIDIA. Now, NVIDIA is currently trading at like 800 times its earnings or whatever the hell it is, whatever it is, okay? Because supposedly it's going to have this infinite growth and it's supposedly going to have this perpetual profitability for the next 10 years minimum, right? Well, I don't know why people believe this, because if this is the case, right? If NVIDIA is such a profitable company, then why the hell is NVIDIA taking out a $500 billion loan, all right, to fund boom, quote unquote, in AI projects? Why the hell would anyone believe that NVIDIA, who is supposedly going to continue to grow in stock price at 500 or 800 times its earnings, what kind of logic is this? I mean, if NVIDIA is supposedly this great company, why the hell does it need to take a $500 billion loan? Why the fuck does it need to take a $500 billion loan? Because it's bullshit. Do you understand? This whole AI shit is bullshit. I mean, supposedly when they started rolling this shit out about 2 or 3 years ago, supposedly it was going to take out all these jobs. It was supposed to take over America. It was supposed to supplement employees. It's done shit. All right? All it's done is it's a better search engine, as far as I'm concerned, a better search engine, and I guess it develops porn now. I guess I'm seeing a lot of AI porn, all right? And that's literally all it's doing. There is no profitability in this. I said it on the last show. You've got a big contradiction with AI, because the folks that are delivering the AI itself, like Claude with Anthropic, ChatGPT, Grok with Twitter or X, these folks are aggregating the data that you're feeding it. So if you've got a company and you need a solution and you're trying to ask AI, which is owned by a third party, what it is that you want, you're actually paying them so that they can aggregate your data and basically steal your fucking business model right from under you. So, I mean, if anything is going to go for AI, it's going to be localized AI, in which it's not connected to some third party in order for it to be applicable to any consumer, all right? I mean, I said on the last show of True Capitalist Radio that one company spent $500 million in credits in 1 month because their employees didn't have a cap on how much shit it could ask Claude, for Christ's sake. So, as I stated, this whole AI play is bullshit. I'm not saying that every AI company is going to go belly up, but the amount of money that has been invested in AI is completely delusional. It's insane, and everybody's going to lose money. And I think if you have money in the stock market now, I think you need to cash the fuck out. You need to cash out because when all this shit's said and done, because of the high rates in which these indices in the stock market are, I mean, everybody's going to lose everything, not just the retail investors that have put their money into investing, but folks, everybody's retirement is connected to this goddamn stock market. All right, so you think you're going to retire in the next couple of years? You better take the penalty or retire now, take your money, save it, and try to run, because I'm telling you, once this finally collapses, no one's going to have any money. No one's going to have any capital. And we're going to have a liquidity shortage, and the only people that are going to have money are the folks that took the money from all the retail investors that were suckers into overinflating the AI ambitions, and they're going to fucking take it and run. Okay? So this is where we're at right now. It doesn't look good, but let's go to the commodities, all right? Let's stop talking about stocks. We got oil. Of course, we're supposed to be, ending the Iran war, which was horribly run. I said on Ghost Report that it was the worst military blunder in American history, and it's because we should have went in during the time that the Iranian people were raising up, all right, which is what I advocated, which I always advocated. I said we should go in whenever the Iranian people raise up again, hit up the Ayatollahs, and you see the Iranians would have been more worried about quashing the uprising than they would have sending mid-range munitions at bases in the Middle East that we own. So it's a mess out there. It was supposed to be a 2 or 3 week, 4 week war. It's now week 26 or some shit. And we've already ended the war. We're about to have a deal about 56 times. It's ridiculous. We look like chumps. And on top of us looking like chumps on Iran, you've got fucking Trump talking shit to everybody. All right? I mean, we don't have the American might to hide behind anymore because Trump and fucking Hegseth made us look like grade A bitches on the world stage. So as a result, we're going to continue to see high oil prices, even though the United States is now the leading producer of oil, surpassing Saudi Arabia. The problem is that we don't have any refineries to be able to refine the oil into gasoline. And you see, one of the things that I do agree with Trump on is the fast tracking of the building of refineries. The problem is that you can't build refineries in like a year or two. It takes like 10 fucking years to build a refinery. So we're in some big trouble as far as I'm concerned, man. We're in some big trouble. And it's reflected here in the oil prices. Oil is up today, 3.60%. All right. And it is up $2.93 today. Current price for WTI sweet crude, which is the oil that we consume in America, $85.30. Take a look at the year-to-date change, okay? Remember, Trump advocated that he was going to bring down gas prices, he was going to bring down food prices. I told you in 24 that it was going to be a bunch of shit, that he was not going to be able to do it. And I said, if you think Biden's inflation is bad, wait till a Trump administration. And how did I know this? All the shit he was advocating. All right, the weak-ass, dumb foreign policy that he was advocating, the tariffs, the immigration policy, the protectionism. We did this already in the 30s, all right, and it was a failure. It caused a depression, which is what I said was going to happen, which what it looks like is going to happen. All right, for all those that don't remember, all of you people that went out there and said, yeah, spaghetti, and went out to go vote for Trump, I just want to remind you the fucking so-called promise, all right, that old Trump gave to everybody and said that Biden's inflation, I'm going to bring down prices, we're going to have $2 of gasoline. You all need to be like a dog who took a crap on a fucking carpet. You people need your fucking noses rubbed in it. And I don't care if you like it or not. All right? That's the bad part about America. America is literally a population of fucking dumb fucks that think they know everything. All right? Literally dumb fucks that think they know everything. And hold on, we got a couple of, Cocktroop said AI is dead, paywalling everything with microtransaction is in. Yeah, that's where we're headed. And Mark hooked it up with a buy me a coffee message and said the AI war is over. China is already won. DeepSeek is free. Why pay for American AI counterparts? They've also won the robotics war. It's over, sadly. I don't think it's over, but what DeepSeek did, okay, I'll tell you what DeepSeek did. It showed that you can have an AI integrated into a private piece of hardware without having to be dependent on a third party, all right, like OpenAI, like Grok, like Anthropic. That's really what it did. As a matter of fact, I think it was done on purpose by the Chinese to try to crash the AI bubble that is being pumped by all the tech bros and including our fucking government here. But look, aside from that, okay, thank you for the buy me a coffee message, Mark. I want to remind everybody what Trump advocated and where we're at now. Because, like I said, I think you need your noses rubbed in it. All right? And what's your excuse? All of you MAGA people that were calling me Democrats and all this other shit, where are you at now? Huh? Look at this. Here he was. Here's 2024 Trump and 2026 Trump.
Become energy independent shortly after, but start also on day one. Drill, baby, drill. We're going to bring your electric prices way down. We're going to bring your energy prices way down. Gasoline will be back to $2 and maybe even less than that.
There it is. And look at him now.
So I just say this.
Look at him now.
So for you to pay a tiny little bit more
for
your gasoline, just remember, you're doing it so that a very evil country cannot have a country. Really, it's the #1 state sponsor of terror in the world. We don't want to have them have a nuclear weapon. So remember that when you have to pay a little bit more, $4, it's okay. I mean, it's I'll never apologize. I did the right thing. But
I'll never apologize. I did the right thing. And listen, hold on. Let's keep that clip up. Look at these morons clap after he says that. All right? Look at these morons.
You could, if you didn't,
look at these morons.
You will become
complete morons. Anybody who is still pro-Trump at this point is a fucking grifter, because that's literally the only people that are advocating for him. People that are benefiting financially by promoting his fucking garbage. All right, those are the only fucking people that are still for this trash, and it's ridiculous that those people are still around. All right, because take a look at this. Trump right now, and I don't hate to get ahead of myself here, but Trump is so bad. There was a MAGA store that sold nothing but Trump merchandise. It is now out of business because nobody's buying any of this crap. And the owner is quoted as saying, "We're not busy anymore, all right, because nobody wants to buy this crap." The only people that are advocating pro-Trump and MAGA at this point are people like Tim Pool and these fucking, the salty crackers, the fucking quarterings, all right? Andrew Sullivan, all these fucking morons that have a vested interest into continuing the fucking narrative so that they can squeeze every dime they can out of the MAGA cult that's still left. All right? That's still left over. So this is where we're at in the American politic, and I just wanted to fucking rub it in your faces that this is where we're at when it comes to energy prices. Oh, you got to pay a little bit. I'm not going to apologize. Yeah, fuck you, Trump. All right, seriously, fuck you. Anyway, let's continue. Brent crude, which is the crude oil consumed by the rest of the world, it is up 3.23% on the day. Current price for Brent crude is $91.37 per barrel of Brent crude oil. And take a look at the year-to-date on both Brent crude and WTI, 47.38%, 47.87% year-to-date increase. Just a tiny bit, right? Just a tiny bit. Bullshit, all right? Natural gas, it is somewhat down today, although there was a natural gas explosion, I believe, somewhere in Oklahoma. So it's interesting that it's going down. But it's the only thing going down as it pertains to the energy prices. You take a look at natural gas year-to-date, it is down 26.79%. That sure ain't the same thing for gasoline. Gasoline year-to-date is up 89.58%. I just showed you a clip of Trump saying that we were going to have below $2 gasoline. That was a bunch of bullshit. Heating oil is also through the roof, so if you have to heat yourself in some of these colder areas of the country, you're feeling it there as well. Heating oil is up 108.62% on the year to date. I mean, this is ridiculous. I mean, how can anybody advocate this? Oh, you know, Iran, it can't have a nuclear weapon. Fuck off, all right? Fuck the fuck off. Anyway, let's get to the metals, shall we? The metals! Let's get to the goddamn metals. Let me tell you something about metals. They're going back up again because many people believe that the Federal Reserve, which has kind of put out a suggestion that it may raise rates, many of the people believe that they're not gonna. And I'll be honest with you, I don't think that's the case. I mean, if we continue down this path, and if we lower rates, we're making the problem worse. We're making the problem of our buying power going down the tubes even worse. We're going to increase the debt even worse. I think that the Fed is going to be forced to raise rates, if not this year, which I think they should this year, at least next year. And this is why I said on the last show, I think everybody should be kind of slowly liquidating silver and gold right now at whatever high price they can get it at, because you don't want to be held with the bag if they raise rates. Because if they raise rates, gold and silver are going to tumble. So are stocks, okay? And look, we got to bring back value into the dollar. For those that don't believe me, there's a very interesting indicator that came out today, and I think people need to, take notice, all right? Take a look at this, all right? This is a chart here from Bar Chart at X here. It said just in, the 30-year Treasury yield hits 5.3% for the first time since the run-up to the global financial crisis in 2007. Okay, so what this means is that we got to heighten the yield rate in order to attract buyers for our 30-year Treasury, which is in essence our debt. Nobody wants to hold our debt anymore. So as a result, we got to raise the interest rates, which ain't looking too good. So this is an indicator that potentially we could see a rate hike just based upon the Treasury itself. This is unbelievable. This is truly unbelievable. And the fact that you've got people still investing in this market is pathetic. Unbelievably pathetic. But let's take a look at gold prices here. Gold price right now, it is up $40.41. Current price for gold, $4,415.91. All right, almost about 4,500. Year to date, it has gone up 32.52%. Or year to year, my bad, year to year. Now, silver, which is what I've been advocating for people to invest in ever since Trump was elected, even before then, to start accumulating it, you cashed out very good. It went up as high as 90. Currently, it is up $1.70 or $1.07 on the day. Current price is $65.73 per troy ounce of silver. And as I stated, I'm not saying liquidate it all. Slowly, if you need the capital, if you need the liquid, slowly start liquidating, because we really don't know what the hell this Fed's going to do. I personally believe that if they lower rates, they're going to make this problem even worse. They're going to make it even worse. And I don't like where we're headed at all economically. I mean, we're fucked. We're absolutely fucked. There's no way of getting out of this without America experiencing at least some long-term pain from anywhere to 5 to 10 years. All right, I'm not even kidding around. This is not some hyper-sensationalism, doom and gloom. These are the facts. All right, these are the absolute facts. Anyway, you take a look at lithium, year to year, it is up 84.99%. Platinum is up 34.34% year to year. Scrap aluminum is up 20.05% year to year. So everything going higher, man. All right, everything going fucking higher. So let's continue. All right, let's move on here. Let's go ahead and take a look at our agriculture, because remember, Trump was going to say that he was going to curb inflation. He was going to bring down the prices of everything. I told you that where we're going to see the most increase is in agriculture and livestock because of this ridiculous immigration policy that has now scared the workers that were productive, that tended to the crops, that tended to the livestock. They have now left. They're now gone. And of course, these assholes that are getting their thumbs bruised on video games until they're 40, they're certainly not going out there and they're not picking the crops. They're not tending to the livestock. All right. So I knew that was going to have an effect on prices. And I knew that our blanketed tariff policy, all right, was going to have a major effect on our agriculture because that's the only thing that we export. That's the only thing that we export. All right. So look, as it pertains to the immigration policy, do we need to get the Tres Aguas out of here? Do we need to get the fucking MS-13s out of here? Do we need to get the criminals out of here? Absolutely. But you see, instead of ICE, which I told you was never intended to be the deporters of immigrants, all right, it was meant to keep boots on American necks. That's why the only people that have been killed by ICE have been Americans, all right? So this ICE bullshit that you people thought that we're going to deport 20 million, they have deported less immigrants than Obama did during the same amount of time. And as a matter of fact, and I think I've said this on the last broadcast, I think that everybody who was advocating, all these folks on MAGA during 24, yeah, get these Mexicans out of here. Get them out of here, yeah. Well, guess what? They traded the Mexicans, which were actually fucking productive and tending to our goddamn livestock and shit. They have now traded them for Indians. And I said that this was going to be a problem in 24. I said that what they're doing by bringing in Indians is they're lowering the jobs. I'm talking about lowering the salaries of jobs of the fields that are left for Americans to actually make some cake on, like the fucking tech industry and other industries where Indians are taking over, and they're bringing down the price of what used to be very high-paying jobs in this country. So this is what you all voted in, all right? And before I move on, I've got a couple of buy me a coffees that came in. And Murky Long, can I be on the talent show today? No, all right? This is a serious show, Murky Long. I know you're a trolley bastard, all right? But you got to calm your ass down. Ghost is a diabetic bitch, hooked it up with a buymeacoffee.com/GhostPolitics message and said, well, here, let's just read them all here. We have a few of them here. Let's go ahead and read them all. All right. I know we're going to have some trolls here. Unfortunately, that's, par for the course. Put the PC shot on. Oh, we got the PC shot. All right, we got it. We got it right here. Here it is. Mark, we already hooked up your message. By the way, LOL, we're going to get to your video on the Ghost Show tomorrow. All right, so cheers to you. Murky Long, no, you can't be the talent on the show today. Diabetic bitch, Ghost is a diabetic bitch. I wish you'd change your fucking name. Hey, Ghost, why are you complaining about Trump? You were kissing his ass and voting for him. Dude, listen. First of all, Ghost is a diabetic bitch. I've heard you on Radio Graffiti, and it seems like English is your second language, okay? So don't try to sit here and get on some fucking high horse, waving your finger at me. I supported this guy in 16 when he was advocating pro-American policies that were actually going to take, and it did take, actually, in the first fucking half of his administration until Epstein got suicided and Trump had to become some big pharma bitch and hooked up this stupid COVID nonsense. All right, but he was pro-America. As a matter of fact, he was the first president ever to use the term globalist. Globalist. You don't hear him say globalist anymore. As a matter of fact, he's a part of it. All right, so give me a break, Ghost is a diabetic bitch. Go chew on a rubber tortilla or something, all right? I'm over here advocating for Mexican immigrants. I know you're one of them. You should be kissing my fucking ass. The hell are you talking about, boy? Jesus Christ, man, all right? You need to calm your ass down, all right? To Nintendo, puto? Anyway, Murky Long, liquid comes out of nips. Great. Look at this. This is what America is right here. Murky Long. All right? Look at this. This is him right here. And yes, I advocated for Trump in 16. All right? He fucked us in 2020. He fucked us during COVID. That's why I didn't even want him in the primary in 24. All right? I didn't even want him in the primary in 24. But no, you people thought you knew it all, didn't you? Look at you now. Look at you now, boy. Huh? Sitting over there playing with your own pecker shafts, waiting for, I don't know, somebody to give you the reach around or some shit. And Weibo Ghost, hi, Dad. Yeah, thanks a lot, dude. All right, can we get back to fucking markets here? Put the PC shot on. Anyway, take a look at how much people are paying for food here. All right, year to year, soybeans is up 17.61%. Year to year, wheat is up 34.21%. All right, rubber. All right, I mean, if you're paying for condoms, it's up 28.31%. Now, orange juice has taken a major crash because it was really hiked up last year because of the shortage of different natural disasters that afflicted the producers of oranges. Coffee is down 7.61%. Cotton is up. So if you're buying clothing, you're paying for it 28.98% year to year. Rice is up. I mean, even the shit that we give to third world countries for food aid, it is up 12.48 year to year. Year to date is up 47. Oh, that's canola. My bad. Yeah, no, it's up. It's up 47.52% for rice year to date. So, I mean, all this adds up. All right, all this adds up. And you know it. If you're shopping at the grocery store, you know it. And that's on top of all the damn energy costs that are rising. That's the cost of everything else that's rising, dude. So that's why people are now starting to, feel the pinch, so to speak, all right? Now let's get to the livestock, shall we? Now, we're starting to see a little decrease in livestock because less people are starting to buy it. All right? People are not buying it, for Christ's sake. All right? So, as a result, what else is being sold? What else is being bought by the consumer? Chicken, pork. I even saw pork meatballs, all right, made from like the Jimmy Dean sausage and shit, being sold at a fucking grocery store. That's how bad it's getting. All right, that's how bad it's getting. So let's take a look at this. Cattle feeder, which is what we feed cows, for Christ's sake, it is down modestly, and it's down year to year, 2.59%. Live cattle is also down year to year, 5.22%, but that ain't saying much because a damn ribeye steak costs like $50 now. We got lean hogs. They're down 9.38% year to year. It took a fucking 14.66% decrease this week alone. Regular beef still up, though. All right, regular beef. As a matter of fact, I just read an article today that the pound of ground beef is $8 a pound in some places. That's above minimum wage. That ain't going to work out very well. Anyway, year to year, beef is up 12.47%. Poultry is down 2.70%. But, eggs are down 75.77% decrease. 75%, almost 76% decrease. Well, that's at the expense of throwing a bunch of poverty food in the American consumers' mouths. I'm not joking around. I mean, take a look at this. You can't make this shit up. First, we've got that explosive diarrhea called, what is this? Colossopora or whatever the fuck it's called. No one knows where it's coming from. They said it came from some fucking lettuce maker. They said it came from fucking Taco Bell. They said it came, I'm talking the government, that is. They said it came from Chipotle. They don't know where this fucking explosive diarrhea is coming from. So you've got that out there that you got to worry about. All right, that, if you eat a fucking piece of fruit or a salad or some shit, the next thing you know, you're going to be on the goddamn commode taking fucking liquid shits for the next fucking several days. All right, so you got to worry about that, okay? And this is because all this poverty food that our administration has allowed in this country in order to artificially bring down prices. I just talked about eggs and how they're down almost 76%. This is why. Massive egg recall in the U.S. South and Southwest due to salmonella outbreak. All right? Where do you think these eggs are from? They're from fucking Brazil and poverty fucking Latin America, which is what I said was going to happen. I said if we allow this poverty food into our country en masse just to bring down the prices, we're going to see a lot of fucking this foodborne illness bullshit. I tried to tell you all. Of course, you don't listen. If it isn't in a fucking video game or an animated cartoon that's imported from Japan, you stupid man children that are 40, 45 years old maximum, you don't care. You don't fucking care. So there you go. Massive egg recall, all right? I mean, what else can we add on this pile of foodborne illness shit? How about what I said, and prognosticator, a prognosticator strikes again. What did I tell you once we started importing this poverty beef from Argentina? I said that it was going to be a massive horror story on the American consumer. And guess what? Prognosticator strikes again. Missed U.S. inspection caused Argentinian beef recall. 30,000 pounds of poverty beef that we fucking got from Argentina is being fucking recalled because it's making everybody sick. All right? So maybe, just maybe, the explosive diarrhea epidemic that we're having all across the country, maybe it's not just one culprit. Maybe it's all the poverty food that this fucking incompetent administration allowed into this country in order to artificially bring down the prices of food. All right? So there you go. All right, there's a great Trump administration right there. And part of this also has a lot to do with Elon Musk and his Doge cuts, which cut the FDA from all this shit. Cut down the people that process or look over these types of the regulatory industries, all this shit. So there you go. Enjoy your poverty food as long as it's cheap, right? Hey, it's cheaper, Ghost. Yeah. Jesus fucking Christ. Hey, look, going back to young people, how they don't give a shit, all right? If it isn't a video game, if it isn't cosplay, if it isn't some sick fucking fetish, if it isn't some imported Japanese cartoon, all right, these fucking young people don't care. And this is why we are in the position that we're in, all right? This is why we're in the position that we're in, because the American public are a bunch of dumb, lazy fucks that think they know everything. And before I get into that, I think we got another buy me a coffee message, and this is from Santa. Put the PC shot on. Santa said, well, hold on, wait a minute. What the fuck? Murky Long, can you piss off? What is this? A friendly reminder, Coast revived his show solely for Trump's campaign in 16. Yeah, and in 24, I didn't even want him in the damn primary, and I said why. Why don't you go back in the archive and listen to it, you fucking non-listening prick? All right? I get it, Murky Long. You're a disgruntled fucking incel fucking 50-year-old or whatever the hell you are, all right? The only gratification that you get out of life is putting about 2 or 3 fingers in your fucking asshole, gyrating it counterclockwise, putting those fingers in your mouth, because that's the taste you have of your fucking pathetic waste of life self. So sit there and shut up. And what is this? A Murky Long, the price of pork has gotten so bad, Coast had to snuff his wife to get bacon. Look at this. Look at this shit. I'm over here trying to spark synapses in the brains of Americans, and this kind of fucking stupid garbage is the American people right here. Murky Long is your fucking quintessential American shitbag loser, all right? And I hope you die of cancer of the cock, Murky Long, you fucking piece of shit. And old man Frank, go fuck off. It's bad enough I got to deal with Murky Long. I don't want to fucking deal with your stupid fucking homosexual fucking innuendo ass either. All right? All you ever say to me is sexual innuendos that you're trying to fucking somehow put on me. So I honestly think you get off on this shit. I honestly think that you got a kielbasa sausage while you're fucking typing these fucking homosexual innuendos and shit. I'm not joking. And it's going in and out of your shit funnel. You know it, and I know it. Jesus Christ. Anyway, we got Santa. He said, I'll make a deal with you. I'll manufacture ghost toys. No, absolutely not. I don't want you to manufacture anything. All right? All right? Oh, you're going to patent my likeness? You're a fucking Canadian, you fucking piece of shit. I mean, you're lucky that we don't go up there and take over your ice hole. The only reason we don't is because you, people like you, exist, Santa. All right? Hey, I'm Santa. I'm from fucking Canada, hoser. Hey, shut your fucking moose humping ass up, all right? Don't fucking sit there and threaten me, you fucking Canadian bacon piece of shit. You're lucky if you can even make fucking half your money without the government taking it from you, you stupid shithead. Jesus Christ. You see what I got to put up with, folks? This is why I don't do the show. You want to know why? Because nobody cares. Look, let me show you why nobody cares. Look at this. Why are male Gen Zers dropping out of the U.S. job market in droves? because they're playing video games all day. Or like Santa over here, he's a fucking 40-something-year-old man making fucking toys, for Christ's sake. All right, give me a break. I'd like to see what's in your fucking hard drive, Santa, you fucking weirdo. This is where we're at. Gen Zers are dropping out of the job market because half of them are living with their fucking parents. All right? And it's a disgrace. It is an utter disgrace what is happening to this country. But we're shameless. And this is why I say that there's no saving America right now unless we bring in people, and I don't give a shit where they're from. Europe, I don't give a shit where they're from. We got to bring in people that love the Constitution, that love America, that will fight for America, that are going to take part in the political process and actually care about sustaining the Constitution. The fucking people that we have here as American citizens don't give a flying fuck. All right? So here we are. And guess what? I mean, I can get where Gen Zers are getting a little fucking jaded. All right? Because right now, I mean, even if you wanted to be a fucking loser Uber driver, I mean, no offense to you Uber drivers out there, that should be supplemental income. That should not necessarily be a fucking job or career. All right, that should be something that you do to make extra money. But you got jerk-offs that do it 10 or 12 hours a day and think that this is going to be around forever, delivering people's beer and food and shit. Well, guess what? Uber just added zipline drones to its Eats delivery network. All right, so as a result, they're going to be slowly fading Uber Eats drivers. All right, because drones, they're going to deploy 1 million drones in order to deliver people's food. So I get where some of the Gen Zers are getting their melancholy and all that shit. But let me tell you something, Gen Zers, you fucking lazy, fat, fucking beefy-titted pricks. All right, there are plenty of jobs out there. You just don't want to take them. All right, because it's not a social media influencer. All right? Or it's not some fucking, I'm trading Pokemon cards. I'm going to be a Pokemon card dealer. Or any of this other shit. Take a look at this. All right? Take a look at this. As college graduates fret over finding jobs, a record shortage of workers is projected. Yes, we have a shortage, a labor shortage. But of course, it's not in the industries that you fucking Gen Z jerk-offs, like being a TikTok dancer, or whatever the fuck, or being some fucking reviewer of animation, or being some fucking dickhead that sits in your fucking car and eats fast food all day. All right? Take a look at what's being shortage right now. Of course, construction. All right? I mean, no American wants to do any kind of construction because they're lazy shitheads. All right, they don't even want to get up to find the remote. That's how fucking lazy this younger generation is, for Christ's sake. But here we are, looming workforce cliff, projected shortages through 2024 to 2032. Managers, 2.9 million. All right, managers need to be filled. Now, I know you Gen Zers are like, I can't become a manager. You want to know why? Because you got no fucking experience doing a goddamn thing, except getting your thumbs bruised on video games and getting your penis chafed, whacking it to two-dimensional naked cartoons, you sick fucking pieces of shit. All right? Teachers. Look, I'm not a big fan of education, the public education particularly. I mean, I think public education caused a lot of the problem that we're seeing with fucked up idiot America, all right? And if it were me, if I were leader of this country, I would round up every fucking educator in public education. Well, I wouldn't even need to round them up. What I would do is I would send the cops, military, somebody to just fucking close up the schools and make it an impromptu prison for these fucking educators and teachers, all right? Because they're the ones that did the worst. Out of everybody else who screwed this country, the fucking educators. Take a look at how much we've spent on education in the past 60 years alone. All right? Just look at the amount of, look how much we fucking have spent. And I'm not even including higher education. All right? I'm not even including higher education. The amount of money we've spent on education, we should be producing fucking geniuses out here. I mean, most of America should be a fucking Mensa member. But no. Most of America are a bunch of tards, all right, that expect entitled shit, that think that everything should be handed to them on a fucking platter. Look at this, 402,000 truck drivers. Well, you've got fucking these idiot self-driving cars that are trying to solve that problem. Nurses, 362,000 nurse shortage. Engineers, 210,000 engineer shortage. Construction workers, 200,000 job shortage. All right, projected shortage of healthcare workers by 2038. Licensed practical nurses, 245,000. Registered nurses, 108,000. Mental health counselors. I mean, look, I'm not a fan of mental health either, all right? I get it. Life sucks. Then we die. I get it, all right? But I think that another group of people that I would throw into prison as well, since we're throwing people into prison and, ICE is around, we need to gather these fucking psychologists and psychiatrists who have turned America into a bunch of psychotropic, drug-addicted nutcases. I'm not even fucking kidding around. I mean, I cannot stand people who take psychotropic drugs. You could see it in their eyes. You could see it in the fluoride stare. It makes me fucking want to puke. And now you've got people that they call themselves autistic. I'm autistic. I'm retarded. These people think that they're in some kind of special class. Autists have become the new transgenders. Remember when transgenders were this fucking class that you couldn't fucking talk about during Biden's administration and Obama's administration and shit? The autists have legitimately turned into the new transgenders. All right? You say anything about a fucking autist, it's as if you fucking kicked them in the balls and took a piss on their mother. All right? It's ridiculous. It's pathetic. There's nothing proud about being autistic. I don't give a shit what anybody says. All right? I don't give a shit what anybody says. It's just a get out of tard free card is what autism is, huh? It's a get out of tard free card is what autism is. If the autists are fucking busted, I don't know, talking to some minor on the internet, what do? I'm autistic, I'm retarded. I'm autistic, I'm retarded. All right? They get busted doing some bullshit online like doxing or fucking swatting. I'm autistic, I'm retarded. I'm autistic, I'm retarded. That's literally all autism is. And if you're autistic and you're getting offended by this, who gives a shit? Why don't you put your fucking thumb up your ass, take it out, and put it in your mouth? That's the only thing that you're going to get from fucking life, you fucking stupid, inbred, fucking stupid, cross-eyed twerp. Jesus Christ. And hold on, I got these fucking people are donating here. Old Man Frank, fuck you, Butt Sexler. What did I tell you about Old Man Frank over here? What did I tell you about Old Man Frank? Homosexual projections, for Christ's sake. Take about 10 steps away from my fucking butt crack, Old Man Frank, all right? Look at this. Butt Sexler's going to skip the Ghost Show tomorrow. No, I'm not. All right? Jesus Christ, dude. I bet you get hard, all right, in a very crowded public bathroom, all right, when all the shit stalls are taken and everybody's dropping a load. I bet you that aroma kind of gives you an erection or some shit, Old Man Frank, you fucking sick prick. Anyway, we got Cock Troop here. How are they getting around the airspace problem with drones? I don't fucking know. I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. And then we've got Old Man Frank. Butt Sexler's blood pressure is 280 over 160. He's going to stroke out. Fuck, dude, listen to me. Old Man Frank, piss off, all right? This is not the goddamn fucking Ghost Show, all right? Piss the fuck off. Jesus fucking Christ, man. I'm sorry, folks. This is why I don't like doing the True Capitalist Radio Show, folks. Nobody cares. All right? Nobody gives a flying fuck. All right, this is a... Shut up! Nobody gives a flying fuck, dude. All right? Nobody cares. So I'm just simply stating that we need to fucking, we gotta fucking do something here, all right? We gotta do something here. We cannot allow this to be America, all right? All right, I mean, the only way that I think the solution to solving this problem with the American... Look, I was just showing you all the labor shortage. None of you tards want any of these fucking labor shortages. You want everything handed to you. You think that you want to play video games for a living, and that's not going to happen, tards, all right? That's not going to happen. I mean, give me a break. Jesus fucking Christ, man. All right, look. Let's move on, okay? Let's go ahead and move on to some domestic politics here, all right? I'm sorry. I'm tired of these pricks. Look, I love America. I mean, the only reason I'm doing the True Capitalist Radio Show is because I love America. The people, I don't know about them anymore, man. I mean, 60% of America legitimately fucking are fucking tards. All right, and they're doing nothing but collecting off the government dole. That's legitimately what they're doing. Put the PC shot on. What do we got here? We got Santa, I'll make a deal with you. Dude, fuck you. All right, I already read this. All right, here's Mark. And Mark said, I only care about myself. I know it sounds selfish. I'm borrowing the page from you. Why should I care about these people who don't care? I'm making money, saving money. I have a nice house. I'm single with no kids, and I'm working on my body at 33 years old. What more do I have to work for? Well, if you're content with your life, I think that's the whole point, isn't it? I mean, that's the whole point of working. That's the whole point of working hard and doing what you have to do in order for you to create a life that you appreciate. Most people don't. Most people think, hey, I've got money. I want to buy toys. I want to buy, yay, spaghetti. That's literally all they are. Jesus Christ. All right, look, I'm already pissed off. I don't even want to fucking do this show, to be honest with you. All right? But I'll continue because, maybe some of you are listening. Obviously, not enough of you people. I've been doing the True Capitalist Radio since 2008, and not one of you fucking dumbasses has ran for anything. Y'all haven't participated in your government. You just fucking sit there and fan your nuts while watching stupid two-dimensional cartoons and being a fucking man-child until you're 45, and then you're pissing and moaning about why everything's falling apart around you. It's because you're doing nothing about it. So I'm telling you right now, this is why I don't like doing True Capitalist Radio, all right? Because I can't stand, 60% of you are trash, all right? 60% of America collects a government entitlement, all right? And collects off the government dole. So, 60% of you you're hopeless. You're fucking hopeless, all right? What we need to do is replace you people with people that actually care about the country. And we need an immigration policy that allows us to bring in people, vet them, and make them citizens of this country that are actually going to care about the country, that are going to participate in the political process. And by the way, most of the people that are politically motivated and active are fucking immigrants. Look at Mondami over there in fucking New York. I mean, look at all the foreign politicians that we have in Congress. Take a look at all those foreign people. All right? And old man Frank, nobody ran for anything. What about Count Binface? Well, he didn't win, all right? He got his name in the paper and all this other shit. He didn't win, though, all right? And you got to win. And how do you win? You win with ideas. No, I've been giving ideas. I've been giving ideas a long time. Nobody cares. Anyway, put the PC shot on. We got Alanti said, big ups to Ghostfather, non-government dole taker here. Shit is getting dire out here. You're damn right it's getting dire. Hey, cheers to Atlantis. I appreciate it. It's getting fucked. This is why I don't like to do the show. I can't give you any good news. There's no good news. And speaking of everybody sitting on their thumbs not doing everything, all of a sudden, we're getting these flock cameras rolled out all over the country. Have you heard about this? And look, thank God there's still enough American people that appreciate the Constitution that are having a fucking shit fit about this. I'm one of them. I actually got my Twitter account suspended talking against flock cameras, for Christ's sake. And take a look at this. Behind the massive blowback against flock cameras. Because look, flock cameras are basically going up in private neighborhoods. They're going up around shooting ranges. They're going up around golf courses. I've seen flock cameras go up around playgrounds where children are playing. I mean, could you get any more fucking creepier than that? I mean, if some pervert was out there with his camera phone randomly filming children, people would whoop his ass. Or they would call a cop. The cop would be like, what are you doing here? You see, look, we don't need flock cameras. And the fact that they're able to roll this shit out without any kind of blowback, and now, the blowback is finally coming. But the fact that they were able to roll these out and have government funding doing it goes to show you what I've been talking about here in the past 10 minutes. Nobody cares. They were able to roll these things out. Municipal and state governments and now federal governments are giving them money to do it, and they're all connecting to local police departments, federal agencies. It's an infringement on our constitutional rights. All right? Now, look, we don't really need these things. I mean, every private business, every private home has a fucking video. They have a camera now. Now, if the investigators want to fucking make their money like they used to instead of being Big Brother, why don't you go and subpoena these fucking private cameras in order to make your fucking case? That's what a goddamn cop used to do, all right? Because, look, there's cameras out there that the cops can use. They don't have to be Big Brother overlord. And by the way, another reason for this blowback, aside from the infringing upon our constitutional rights, you've got these cops, like, stalking their wives and their fucking, side pieces. And, I mean, you've got them convicting people, going after people, arresting them, and they didn't even do anything. So, I don't know if y'all heard about this, okay? I don't know if y'all heard about this, but Halloween night, believe it or not, there is a group out there that is advocating something called Deflock America. And what's allegedly going to happen is that you're going to have groups of people in Halloween, en masse, taking these flock cameras down in protest. Now, I don't think you really need to do that. I think that what people need to do is get political and go right after the people who allowed this to happen and either unelect them or run against them or advocate that they fucking stop funding this shit. Remember, the only reason that the COVID nightmare ceased to exist was because there was enough Americans, thank God, there was enough Americans that said, fuck you, I'm not taking this fucking vax shit, you can fire me, I don't give a fuck. And there were so many people that told their employers and told the government, fuck you, that the government had to crack. And they had to give up this charade. All right, because I swear to God, if we would have kept that stupid fucking COVID shit going, I mean, we would have had to have a permit to go outside. I mean, it was gonna get there. So I hope that there's enough American people, because look, I don't have very much optimism about America, but it'll give me optimism if America stops this flock bullshit. And by the way, what do you call a flock? Sheep. So they're basically saying that, these are cameras to, kind of fucking observe the herd of human sheep, the sheeple, all right? They're saying it in your face. You're nothing but a fucking animal. You're a flock. And that's why we have to have flock cameras. So anyway, while you people are out there thinking, look at me, I'm cosplaying. I'm buying toys as a 45-year-old man. I'm a Disney adult and all this other shit. This is what's happening right underneath your noses, because guess what, you fucking dickhead? The whole reason why you have the freedom to be a man-child, the whole reason why you have the freedom and the safety to be some fucking petulant child at 40 years old is because of the constitutional rights that you, as a government made for the people and by the people, have to protect. All right, but you're not doing it. And who's at the wheel of this political machine? Well, the people that are backing up all this garbage. All right, and we got another message from buymeacoffee.com/GhostPolitics from Atlantis, and he said, in our town of about 10,000, we have about 400 flock cameras. There is zero recourse for the infringement on our rights. Get ready for the AI-powered machine god surveillance state. Well, let me tell you something. If there's enough of us that raise up, and look, I'm not advocating anybody damage any property or anything of that nature. I'm just giving you the news that that's currently what's happening. I think people need to go and go after the local officials and get them unelected. All right? Or advocate to your officials that we don't want this in our community. Get it the fuck out. Get these things the fuck out. If there's enough people that are against this, slowly but surely, these flock cameras are all going down. These flock cameras are all going down. And let me tell you, this is a constitutional thing. All right? If we as Americans love this country, we would advocate the absolute abolition of flock cameras. There's already enough cameras on every private property out here that the fucking police, FBI, or any government agency can go and subpoena. All right? Be a fucking cop, earn your fucking money, and stop talking shit. Jesus Christ. Anyway, let's get to some Trump news, all right? Since everybody out here voted for Trump and ruined the country, and as I stated in 24, I said that we were going to be the pariahs of the world because of Trump's ridiculous foreign policy, and that's exactly that's what's going on. But aside from that, let's take a look at what most voters are now saying. Since everybody was celebrating at election day when you guys were pretending like, I don't know, pepperoni pizza was falling from the sky saying, yeah, we won. Oh, yeah? Nearly a quarter of Republicans say that they are poorer in Trump's second term. Yeah, no shit. The only people that are richer were the fucking trillionaires or the billionaire class that was there at the inauguration. And the inauguration was not meant to keep Trump safe. All right? It was meant to keep all those billionaires that attended the inauguration safe. All right? There was trillions of dollars at that inauguration, and they're the ones getting all the tax money. And by the way, it's borrowed tax money. We're at $40 trillion in United States debt. And is any of it going to you? All right? You got a measly couple of $1,000 during COVID while you got these trillionaire class assholes getting direct payments, no-bid contracts with the United States government. And as I stated then in 24, under the title of the show, MAGA Communism, this is what we're witnessing. This is MAGA Communism. Because the trillions that are being lent to us by the Fed, 40 trillion in our debt, it's not going to the infrastructure. It's not going to the education system. It's not going to the healthcare system. It's not going to anywhere that benefits Americans. It's only going to the no-bid contract donor class. All right? You idiots that voted for Trump, you're morons. I tried to tell you, and I hope you have a little humble pie, but you don't. That's the bad part about American people. They're dumb fucks that think they know everything, and they'll never admit they're wrong. All right, but I hope that you recognize now, because everybody remembers you, whoever you were in 24, that were like, yeah, MAGA, yeah, you're a Democrat, yeah, we're not going to have any new wars, and everything's going to be cheaper. All that bullshit. I hope you people feel like fucking idiots, all right? I hope you people feel like fucking idiots because you are. You're morons, and maybe next time you should sit out the election because you don't know fucking politics and you don't know shit. All right? So there you go. Republicans not very happy. They're a little poorer in this fucking Trump administration, and I tried to tell you that was the case. All right? And speaking of trillionaire class, all right, the fucking big tech bros that were the donor class, take a look at this. I mean, this is where we're headed. Okay? We can't talk about flock cameras and our disagreement with them. We can't do certain things. I mean, if we talk against Israel or say something pro-Palestine or some shit, we're going to have a knock on our door. Yet, take a look at this. Trump administration wants to allow tech companies to hack foreign cyber criminals. All right? And look, this goes back to the AI companies. You know, OpenAI tried to attack another AI company. This is where all that is going down. And you've got Trump advocating this crap. Jesus Christ. And cheers to Valentine Broadcasting, who hooked it up with 5 gifted subs over there at Rumble. And somebody's asking, why can't I sub at kick.com? Why don't you fucking go ask fucking Eddie, that fucking piece of shit? All right? He has him and the rest of the tech bros. They don't like me, so they do everything they can to try to stop me. So go ask fucking Eddie, for Christ's sake. Anyway, as I was stating, this is where we're at. This is the mentality that we're in when it comes to the Trump administration. Cheers to Valentine Broadcasting once again. So, I mean, we're not in old America anymore. We're in a whole new ball game. All right? We're in a whole new ball game. And look, the bad part about it is that Trump is creating a, quote, midterm malaise. Endless wars and high prices could spell doom for Republicans in November. The bad part about it is the Democrats are probably going to take the precedent that has been set by Trump and his administration and roll with it 500-fold. All right? I mean, we are truly fucked on both sides of the right wing and the left wing. I mean, because who do we have? Okay, like let's say, okay, I'm against Trump. All right, I want to do something to stop him. The only option is to vote Democrats. And what are you voting for? What is the Democrat Party right now? Huh? What is the Democrat Party right now? It's the fucking far left versus center. All right. They're having a crisis in the Democrat Party right now. Take a look at this. Left versus center. Democrat voters are making it clear they just want change. That's the problem with Democrat voters. They don't know shit, just like the new MAGA voters don't know shit. All right? They think it's a football game or some bullshit like that. So once again, they're having their own dilemma in the Democrat Party. And the reason is because they don't have an identity. They don't have an identity. And what they're doing, let me tell you what the Democrats are trying to pull off since Trump has really, kind of made the Republicans look like antisocial scumbags. All right? You got Ocasio-Cortez, all right, who's now coming out and trying to be a little more interpersonal with the folks. She's getting on her fucking stream a little more. She's saying things. She broke up with her boyfriend. She's filming herself jogging, which got all these fucking gooners out here fucking waxing their carrot. She's showing off tits, And what is Ocasio-Cortez doing? She's trying to make a case for relatability. Relatability. So that's why I'm simply telling you that Ocasio-Cortez knows that she's an idiot. All right, she's been in Congress, I don't know how long, and yet still hasn't, taken some refresher courses or some shit so that she doesn't sound as fucking stupid as she sounds. But she doesn't care. She realizes that most of America are a bunch of fucking idiots. All right, most of America are a bunch of idiots, and all I got to do is be relatable. I don't need to know anything. I just got to be relatable. I just got to be likable. That's all. That's what Obama did. Nobody knew what Obama was going to do prior to him actually becoming president, which I tried to tell people, but no. They just, I like Obama. He's a well-spoken black man. He's got nice teeth. And I like how he says hope and change. And you see, that's what most of the far left, I'm talking the socialist Democrats, that's how they're going to campaign. They're going to campaign with abstract language. We've got a guy running for Senate out here named James Tellerico, which is the fakest abstract language spitting piece of fruity shit I've ever seen in my life. All right? Now, look, I'm no big fan of the guy he's running against. All right? But the fact that I've seen James Tellerico being fucking hoisted as some kind of answer for America when all he does is say, we need to bring down drug prices. We need to make things more affordable. I mean, how are you going to do that, you fruity little bastard? You see, that's the thing. None of these Democrats, all they're going to do is give you this abstract, state-in-the-obvious bullshit without providing any solutions. And this is what we're missing in American politics. What is Ocasio-Cortez saying? The billionaires and all this and, the poor and, we need socialism. Yeah, what are your fucking actual policies, Ocasio-Cortez? You don't have none. What is legislation that you put in to help people? Because that's what socialists and communists are supposed to be. They're supposed to be men and women of the people. Name me something that Ocasio-Cortez passed or initiated. She's done nothing. And yet you've got Democrats advocating her for a presidency in 2028. Are you fucking nuts? Are you nuts? No, she was not married. She was with her long-term boyfriend that she just broke up with. And now you've got even right-wingers out here saying, oh, man, I'm going to shoot my shot. The fuck out of here, you fucking gooners, man. All right, you fucking goon. This is a dumb, stupid bitch. She probably doesn't even know how to make her own fucking cultural food. All right? Because that's one of the perks of a Latina, right? Latinas are supposed to know how to make fucking tortillas and, empanadas or whatever the fuck those fucking people eat. And, that's the perk of it. She probably doesn't even know how to do that shit. So this is what we have. We got Ocasio-Cortez, relatability, because this is what the socialists and the Democrats are going to campaign on. All right? We've already seen it in Mondami. All right? Now, Mondami literally has done absolutely nothing. All right? As a matter of fact, all he's done was just cut shit without supplementing it with anything. All right? He's just going to cut shit without supplementing it with anything. Yet, the New Yorkers love him. Now, why do New Yorkers love him? Because he knows how to be and sell a relatable guy. He's always smiling. He's going to the fucking Knicks game, sitting in the nosebleed section so he can, look at me, I'm for the people. He goes out in the streets and people, are approaching him. They can shake his hand. He's smiling. You can't rustle him. He knows how to sell the relatability, even though his governance is absolute trash. All you have to do is be a New York citizen that actually fucking pays taxes to agree with what I'm saying. But here's another clip of him speaking multiple language to promote a new campaign. And you see, this resonates with the relatability of people, which is something that the Democrats are good at. All right, because what has he advocated? All he's advocated was, I'm a socialist, I'm going to help people. And he hasn't done a goddamn thing. The only thing that he has done is trying to facilitate some city-run grocery store in which the groceries are going to be 30 or 40% less than those that are at your regular grocery store. Now, I know that sounds good in theory, but in actuality, he's doing the same thing Trump's doing with the trillionaire class. I mean, who's going to get the contract to get that food to supply that city grocery store? Huh? I bet you need to look into that. So nobody is helping anybody. So if you think that you're going to vote Democrat and it's going to somehow be an answer for our problems, it's not. You've got these fucking socialists that are no different than Trump that just want to take control of the political system in order to yield power, because that's all these socialists and communists want. They don't care about the people. They just want to yield power and bask in it, for Christ's sake. At the very least, you can talk what you want about boomers, boy. But the boomer communists and socialists back in the day, the reason they were that is because they actually wanted to have ideas that help people. All right? I mean, I'll give you an example off the top of my head. The Black Panthers, okay? The Black Panthers, who were communists and violent, they would actually protect their own communities in order to prevent crime, in order to prevent gang activity, drug activity. Moreover, they realized in patrolling their own neighborhoods that young people, especially children, were having a hard time in school because they never ate any breakfast. So they raised funds, the Black Panther Party, in order for them to supply a breakfast to the children in their community before they went to school. All right? I mean, that's the kind of for the people communism that was advocated once upon a time during the Boomers administration. These fucking new communists and socialists, they don't give a shit. They don't give a shit. They just want to take power in order for them to yield power, in order for them to bask in it. All right? There's no thought about the people whatsoever. I mean, case in point, Mondami. He just knows how to sell himself, but yet he's an ignorant piece of shit when it comes to governance. Here, let's listen to him here, all right?
La ciudad está regalando más de 2,000 entradas gratis para
Now, this is Spanish.
shows de Broadway. Visiten este sitio web para saber cómo participar en el sorteo hasta el lunes 17 de agosto. También podrán obtener una membresía gratis de 2 meses con the Theater Development Fund.
Now, he's talking in several different languages in order to promote some theater fund in several different languages. All right? So he's trying to get money for the theater.
Para disfrutar de descuentos en Broadway.
Which, of course, is another relatable thing to the people. It's not helping the people. All right? It's certainly not helping the people, but look at me smiling. Look at me. I talk different languages. I'm just like you. And this relatability campaign is going to work. And if these people in mass, I'm talking the Democrat socialists, if they are elected in mass, we're in worse trouble than we are with these incompetents that are in power right now. Because they have no solution. I mean, they have no fucking solution. They're just like, hey, look at me. I relate to you, all right? And everybody's suffering right now. We need to help people. And they don't have no fucking solution. No fucking solution. So the Democrats are certainly not going to advocate anything that is going to help the American people. Let me give you another example of the modern socialist mind that's within the fucking Democrat Party. Put the PC shot. Y'all hear about this? Massachusetts eliminated any legal restraint on late-term abortion, okay? That means you can abort a baby all the way up until they're born. And guess who fucking passed that bill in liberal Massachusetts? This disgusting, despicable fucking looking person here, all right? This is what you're electing over there if we go and try to have some kind of a protest vote of Democrats. This is what we're going to elect. So we are truly fucked as far as the American government is concerned. That's why there is nowhere to run. There's nowhere to run. There's nowhere to hide. This is why I've been advocating that people who listen to my broadcast go and fucking run for something. Go and run for something, man. Jesus Christ. And Red Eyes Black Dragon, an Indian guy speaking Spanish, is like the sweetest symphony to the ears. No, really. That's what I'm saying. The relatability is what the Democrats are going to run on. And if they run on relatability, they're going to pass shit like this. Now, why would this woman pass something like this? It's what I just said, that these Democrat socialists are not wanting to be elected because they are, they want something good for the people, or they've got good ideas that could take the government and civilization or our society into a different direction. No, they want to yield these sick, demented ideas in order to provoke people. I mean, this broad passing this law is no different than that stupid broad who decided to use Dylan Mulvaney as a spokesperson for Bud Light. That bitch she wasn't trying to advertise to the gay community or expand the market. She was doing this to invoke a response, and her bask in it because she had a contract as the vice president of advertising for Budweiser, and she was just going to sit there and be like, there's nothing you can do about it. This is what I do. I'm the fucking vice president of marketing. And luckily there was such a mass backlash that they had to fire her. Now, unfortunately, that broad still got her full contract pay. That's the thing about executives. Executives, you sign a contract, if they're going to fire you, that company owes you the money. All right, so as I stated, women in general, but it's not just exclusive to women. Anybody who's advocating Democrat socialism or communism in the Democrats is literally this type of person. They don't give a shit about the people. As a matter of fact, they want to yield power to invoke a response on people that's negative so that they can bask in the power. That's literally what these people are. And Red Eyes Black Dragon, mass exodus to Texas, well, there's a couple of things that I disagree with the current Texas government on, but I'm not going to get into that. But inevitably, I do love Texas. I ain't leaving Texas. But anyway, as I was stating, this is where we're at. All right, there's nowhere to run. There's nowhere to hide. All right, we're fucking stuck in a political quagmire unless a new crop of people actually runs for something. Anyway, put the PC shot on. We got Santa. Honest question for you. How do you expect anyone to fix anything by peaceful means when elected officials renege on their promises with no repercussions? I'm not trying to bust your balls here, but this issue is across the Western world. I've told you in the past about standing up and doing something cost me almost everything. I do remember that. And I wouldn't want anyone forced to go through what the Canadian government put me through. I get your frustration, and yeah, it's funny sometimes to poke fun and troll, but I appreciate your patriotism. Also, do I really sound 45? It's the third time as in many years. It's the third time in as many years people have overestimated my age by a margin. I don't know. It's just a random age. I don't know who you are, dude. I'm just saying it. But anyway, look. The reason that elected officials are able to renege on promises is because the people that elected them, once election time is over, they go back to, waxing their carrot to two-dimensional cartoons. They go back to, wearing cosplay at Comic-Cons and shit like that. Unfortunately, I don't know about in Canada, but in America, we have an obligation as a people, as a government made for the people and by the people, to participate in politics at every fucking level. Municipal, county, state, federal. I mean, it's our responsibility. I mean, how else is a government made for the people and by the people supposed to work? And by the people doesn't mean that you necessarily have to run for anything, but organize people in order to confront these lying politicians at town halls and at public speaking engagements and let them know. I mean, make it public. All right? Because the thing is, the reason the politicians, and this is a fact, this is an absolute fact, the reason the politicians renege on promises is because the donor class has more pull than the voting class. And the reason they have more pull than the voting class is, just as I said, the voting class, once election is over, they forget about it. All right, I have no more responsibility now. I don't care. And you see, because you don't care, the politician is going to be like, well, if the voters don't care, I'm just going to do what the donor class says because they're hooking me up with big donations. If I retire from politics, they're going to give me some fucking six-figure job in some office somewhere. All right? So, I mean, you've got to conduct yourself as a person that is in a government that's made for the people and by the people. I know it sounds corny. I know that many of you probably don't want to hear that answer, but it's the fucking truth. It's the truth. So anyway, there's no oversight if the people don't care. Look, the only time that the fucking any politician is going to care about the people is if the voters organize amongst themselves. Remember, there was a president named Barack Obama that prided himself on being a community organizer. And what is a community organizer? It's somebody that organizes the community around a person, around an issue, around a subject, and has so many people that would vote based upon that subject or based upon that issue that the politicians have to oblige, or they run the risk of getting unelected. I mean, and that's why the government does this on purpose. They try to polarize us. I mean, it's almost, incentivized for the government to polarize us and having us hate each other in order for us to prevent any kind of organization that would potentially unseat any of these losers from power. So that's where we're at. Okay, that's where we're at. But anyway, look, I've already been on here an hour and 21 minutes. Let's go ahead and get to some foreign policy, and let's go right in to the war that we look like we're losing. And I'm not saying that to be unpatriotic. I'm not saying that because I want it to happen. I'm saying that because it's a fact. The fact that the Iranians are still around shooting missiles at our bases, and now we've got our Middle Eastern fucking partners like Saudi Arabia and UAE and everybody that's getting bombed over there, they want us out. They want our bases out. I mean, the whole reason why we had those bases was to protect the said partners, international partners in the Middle East, to protect them from shit like this, and we can't even protect our own bases. All right, so, I mean, anybody who thinks that we're winning this war, you're a fucking idiot. All right, you're an absolute idiot. And I said right when we struck in February 28th, I said it, it's on ghost.report. That's my website. Type it in your browser. I said that it was going to be the biggest military blunder in American history because if we were going to do this with Iran, we should have hit them up late January when the Iranians were raising up, when they were all out there in the streets by the tens of thousands. We should have hit up the Ayatollahs. We should have hit up some fucking nuclear sites, some mid-range missile sites. And look, the amount of response that Iran gave us after the February 28th bombings, it wouldn't have even been a fraction because the Iranians would have been more afraid of the uprising within their country than to mobilize mid-range munitions to shoot at our bases in the Middle East. And now, unfortunately, as I stated, this is all Trump and Hegseth's fault. It's Trump's fault because during the late January uprising of the people of Iran, Trump went on his stupid fucking Truth Social and told the Iranians, raise up, go ahead and raise up, help is on the way. And help never came. And all Trump did was literally gave the Iranian regime the opportunity to purge, that means murder, all the people that rose up during the January of 2026 uprising, 40 to 100,000 of them dead. So the only people that are in Iran right now are pro-Iranian regime population. So we've already lost, all right, the war of hearts as it pertains to the folks in Iran. We've galvanized Iran with this stupidity. We galvanized Iran for this stupidity. Take a look at this. The Iranian war is a whole new level of quagmire for the United States. I mean, I think, first of all, the buck stops with Trump. This is obviously Trump's fucking fault. But I think also it's Pete Hegseth's fault. And if you want my opinion, I think Pete Hegseth should be investigated, if not prosecuted, for the amount of incompetence that he put our fucking military under. I mean, you didn't plan for this. You didn't think that they were going to do anything to the Strait of Hormuz. You didn't think they had mid-range missiles. You didn't think they had drones and shit, which is what they're really hitting us up with. I mean, the reason that we're being hit up on our bases is because our fucking satellite systems and our radar systems can't detect the fucking drones. We can detect the mid-range missiles and shit. We cannot detect the drones. So it puts us at a major vulnerability. And now, we don't know whether to shit or get off the pot as it pertains to this war. And that's why Trump, every fucking day, every other day, he's saying a new deal, a new deal. Why are we even dealing with Iran? We should have taken them the fuck out if we were going to, quote, war with these people. And the way we do that is by implementing a military operation that has gone through thoroughly every fucking probability possible. All right? We look like fucking chumps on the world stage. The fact the Iranian regime is still around basically fucking reduces our superpower status into nothing. We look like absolute shit. And now they're telling us that we're running out of missiles because we've thrown them all at Iran, for Christ's sake. So now we're depleting our arms, all right? We're fucking up our world stage status, all right? We're looking like chumps, for Christ's sake. And remember, fucking Trump said that there was going to be no new wars. Remember, he said that if Kamala Harris was elected, that she would have gone to war. No, she wouldn't have. As I mentioned earlier, the Democrat Party is such shambles. All right, you either have to be a moderate or a socialist. All right, and that was the problem with Kamala Harris. She didn't even have the support of her own party. She wasn't moderate enough and she wasn't socialist enough, so she would have got nothing done. We got nothing done, and nothing would have been a hell of a lot better than what the fuck is going on right now. All right, I would have preferred a fucking stalemate, lame duck presidency from a Kamala Harris than what the fuck Trump has turned us into. He is killing America. All right? All right, this killing America. I mean, I don't know how else to say it. This is beyond incompetence. It also almost seems intentional. All right? I mean, no one can be this incompetent. It almost seems intentional. So once again, Iran war, a whole new level of quagmire, and that's an understatement. That's an absolute understatement. He completely fucked up. I'm talking this whole administration fucked up by not bombing them during late January, during the Iranian uprising. All right, that is the biggest military blunder. And I said a week before the actual attack on Iran, and it's on the archive if you want to go take a look at it, I said that I'm against it now because Iran has planned for worst case scenario. I said that they were going to hit up the goddamn bases in the Middle East. I said that we were going to look like fucking chumps. I said that the Hormuz was going to be an issue. I said all this shit. And yet nobody fucking listened. Unbelievable. But look, Trump is trying to feed us bullshit here. He's trying to say, hey, you know what? We're going to keep a naval blockade on Iran indefinitely. Oh, yeah? We can't even fucking get ships through the Strait of Hormuz without getting bombed on by Iranian fucking shipboats. And yet, you've got Trump claiming that, we're going to go ahead and have a naval blockade for Iran indefinitely, trying to put more economic pressure. I mean, dude, it's over, all right? I mean, I think the Trump administration needs to figure out an exit strategy to make us look like we've saved face, all right? And if you want my opinion at this point, because we look like shit, we look like absolute shit, in my opinion, there's two ways to go about this as far as I'm concerned. You either bomb the hell out of them one more time and then say, you know what, we already kicked your asses, we're out of here, all right? And by the way, it's a Middle Eastern problem. All right, Saudi Arabia, UAE, Kuwait, they got rich by the trillions with U.S. consumption of oil, all right? And instead of using those trillions of dollars into defense, they decided to erect these stupid fucking buildings and these stupid skyscrapers and fucking sponsor boxing or whatever the fuck else they're doing. And Trump should just say, look, we did what we had to do. I would quote the king of Saudi Arabia during the trip that Trump took in 2017. I don't know if y'all remember this, but Trump took a trip to Mecca in 2017. And the king, I'm not talking about the Crown Prince bin Salman, I'm talking about his father, made a big speech blaming Iran. Blamed Iran for all the terrorism in the Middle East, that the Middle East was fairly peaceful until Iran came up. The Iranian Revolution came up and blamed Iran specifically. So if I were Trump, I would quote all right, the king of Saudi Arabia, and I would say, look, we did what we had to do, okay? We bombed the hell out of them. They're completely depleted. The Strait of Hormuz is not our problem. The Middle Eastern countries have to figure it out for themselves. Mission accomplished. We're out of here. Okay? That's one way of doing it. Now, half of the world it will see us winning. Half of the world will see us as chumps. Either way, we don't have all of the world looking at us like chumps. Or we can get a little more diabolical, which I'm surprised nobody in the supposed was it the Department of War or whatever the fuck it's called now? Fucking idiot Hegseth. Going back to Hegseth, this guy should be prosecuted. Change the name of the Department of Defense to the Department of War. Loses the first war that this fucking idiot implements. All right. But anyway, the second option for Iran, we use our ISIS and our Al Qaeda assets, which are currently in Syria and in Libya. All right, and have them infiltrate, because I think this is an option on the table, but, you know, it's not pretty. All right, and have them detonate themselves inside Iran. All right, and cause a major problem of internal terrorism within Iran in order for them to capitulate, on top of what we're going to do with them from the air and other military assets. But like I said, that's the second option. I really wouldn't go with that option right now because we don't look good at all. We don't look good at all. So I would go with the first option and just say, hey, bomb the hell out of them one more time. Say, we're out of here, mission accomplished, and it's a Middle East problem. The Middle East got trillions of dollars of American consumption of oil. They have the ability to protect themselves. They want our bases out anyway. They want our bases out anyway, so we're like, we're out of here. Deuces. Let's get the fuck out of here. And mission accomplished. And like I said, half the world will look at us like chumps. Half the world will look at us as the winners. But, man, we can't keep going down this quagmire. These fucking idiots aren't going to crack now. We galvanized their population after they purged all the uprising in late January, so we're truly fucked. Okay? And we better figure it out fast. We can't keep going. We can't keep going on like this. All right? We can't keep going on like this. And the desperation that the current Department of War is having, take a look at this. The U.S. military asked troops for creative and unconventional ways and ideas to punish Iran. So this goes to show you why I'm saying Hegseth should be prosecuted for all the changes that he made in the Department of Defense or the Department of War, whatever the fuck it's called. First of all, changing its name. Second of all the cuts. Thirdly, firing all the generals and admirals that didn't suck his cock. All right? I mean, this is a Hegseth problem. This is a Hegseth problem. And the fact that the U.S. military is asking its own infantry for creative and unconventional ideas to punish Iran is a fucking sign of desperation if I've ever seen it in my life. All right? Give me a break. I just gave you a way to get the fuck out, Trump. All right? Just bomb the hell out of Iran one more time. All right? And then just say, look, we kicked their asses. All right? We're out of here. This is a Middle Eastern problem. All right? Fucking the UAE, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, all these people have trillions of dollars. They can figure it out and then just leave. All right? Because if we continue going, we're going to look more and more like shit. We're going to look more and more like shit. And Red Eyes Black Dragon said, Trump's America taking big fat L's. Well, I mean, it's the incompetence. It's incompetent fucking people. It's incompetent fucking people. And let me get to a couple of these buy me a coffee messages here that came in. Cheers to everybody who's hooking up with a buy me a coffee message. Put the PC shot on. We got somebody that's calling themselves Defund Israel. The Department of Jews is getting our service members killed. I'm not saying the rest of that. And J-Sev, that's a nice idea and all, but have you ever considered what Israel wants? We wouldn't want to be the mess of this if it wasn't for their lies, or we wouldn't be in this mess if it wasn't for their lies. Bibi literally briefed the chiefs of staff, being like, oh yeah, we could totally do a regime change. I think we could have if we would have hit them up in fucking late January. I think that we could have. All right? I mean, to me, the Iranian bombing Iran would have been a humanitarian situation. You know, because those people want to get rid of the fucking regime. And every time they raise up, like the Green Revolution in 09, the revolution and uprising in 16, and now the uprising in every fucking like 10 years. And Trump did nothing. As a matter of fact, he helped the regime by telling the people, raise up, help is on the way. And they never came. Help never came. Help never came. And they quashed the uprising, killed about 40 to 100,000 people. Now, the only people left that are in the Iran's population are pro-Iranian regime. Now, aside from this, which I just fucking showed you, which is embarrassing, U.S. asking troops for creative and unconventional ways to punish Iran, then you had Trump and the catering truck gate, all right? Did y'all hear about this shit? Put the PC shot on. Trump boarded a secret Turkey flight via catering truck due to Iran threat. All right? Now, for those that don't know, all right, Trump had went to Turkey as one of his foreign policy trips, and he didn't take Air Force One back home. As a matter of fact, he took another plane, all right, in which he was forced to hide in a catering truck in order for him to get on a separate flight to get him out of there. Now, what's very interesting about this is I think Trump kind of, if he took the threat serious, right, he kind of left most of his cabinet in the fucking plane that the Iranians would have thought he was in. I'm talking Stephen Miller was on that plane, Rubio was on that plane, Bissett was on that plane, Caroline Leavitt was on the plane. There was a lot of people on the plane that would have been the target of an Iranian attack. So let's just say, for the sake of argument, that Iran was successful with that attack. That would have taken out a pretty good portion of his cabinet, many of which have been at his ear telling him to go one way or another, okay? And the only people that were attending the flight with him in the catering truck was Hegseth, and a couple of other assistants, like that big fucking fat Chinese dude. And but I don't know why he took Hegseth. Hegseth's the reason why we're getting these threats. But if you want my opinion, I think that Trump tried to leave his cabinet out there as sitting ducks in order to eliminate them and in order for him to unilaterally take over their cabinet positions. I don't think that he would have nominated anybody else if Iran was successful with that attack. All right? So this goes to show you that Trump, he's not even willing to die for his own decisions. I mean, the fact that he was chicken shit and had to go inside a catering truck at 80 years fucking old and shit and have him take a decoy plane or something. I mean, what does that say about America and its military might? You know? What does that say about America and its military might, man? Anyway, Cocktroop says he put the media on the plane as well. That's right, the media was on the whole... Dude, every media outlet that covers Trump was also on that plane, so he would also have gotten revenge on the fake news media, supposedly. So, I think Trump may have done this on purpose, in my opinion. And a very interesting dilemma that happened right after this flight was that his press secretary, Caroline Leavitt, left abruptly, so abruptly that they have nobody to replace her with, all right, at all. They've got nobody to replace her with. And I think that Caroline Leavitt, it's bad enough that she had to lie for the president in front of the press. It's another thing of her taking a flight that could have been blown out of the sky by Iran, and Trump knew it and left them all out there like sitting ducks. So this is why Caroline Leavitt quit abruptly, and they have nobody in line to replace her. Nobody in line to replace her. So, in my opinion, this validates my theory that Trump knew of a probable attack on Air Force One, let the cabinet that he wanted to be vulnerable to that attack, let them on there, and of course all the press. And if it would have happened, he would have consolidated power. All those, like Secretary of State, Secretary of Treasury was on there, and whoever else, he would have consolidated that all into his own executive power. And he would have justified possibly the shutdown of the elections. It would have justified martial law. It would have justified him consolidating all kinds of power, consolidating the government, making Congress impotent. And I hate to say I'm glad that didn't happen because, this is gross ways of backstabbing your own fucking people. It's fucking horrible, man. It's fucking horrible. And, what is it? Super seat warmer, bring back 2TS. I don't think so, dude. We got thoughts on investing in, stay out of the market. Stay out of the market, dude. But as I was stating, folks, I think that the reason that Caroline Leavitt stepped down was because of this decoy plane bullshit. Because she was left as a sitting duck. And remember, she just had a child. All right? She just had a child. So I'm sure I know she's a soulless bitch, but I mean, if you're left there as a sitting duck and your child is going to be motherless, and I mean, isn't her husband like 65 years old or some shit? All right, he's probably going to be fucking dead of a croaking of a heart attack in about 5 or 10 years. And who's going to take care of the kid? I'm sure all these things were rolling through her mind, in my opinion. Put the PC shot on. We got another buymeacoffee.com/GhostPolitics message. The sheep deeply believes it was 6 million. The rhinos believe it's 270K. The lion believes it didn't happen. The bear believes it wasn't an... All right, let's stop with that, all right? Let's stop with that shit. Jesus Christ. All right, let's move on, folks, all right? I mean, once again, Trump, even though he flexes nuts in front of the media saying he isn't afraid of anything, had to be put into a fucking... some kind of catering cart in order to be smuggled into some other plane while he left most of his cabinet and his press secretary out there as sitting ducks. Probably on purpose, in my fucking opinion. All right? And by the way, with that being said, today is the end of the ceasefire that was supposed to be negotiated by Trump. There was supposed to be some deal going on. And Trump says he's not going to extend the Iran ceasefire. Now he's threatening to bomb Oman if it, quotes, gets in the way. You see, this is another thing I don't like about Trump, okay? He's already made us look like chumps on the world stage with this despicable fucking Iran operation, and he continues to talk shit to everybody else as if we still got the big dick in the fucking world or some shit. He continued, I'm going to bomb Oman. I'm going to take Greenland. I'm going to take Cuba. I'm going to... what the fuck is this guy's problem? All right, I mean, we can't do everything alone, you fucking jerk off. I mean, for fuck's sake, if we start bombing other countries in the Middle East, that will draw folks that were once our partners into this quagmire against us. Okay? I mean, I predicted this in 24. I said we were going to be the pariahs of the world because of this ridiculous fucking foreign policy, and I'm absolutely correct. I'm absolutely correct. And guess what? You idiots thought that, oh, you're a Democrat, you're stupid. Look at you morons now. We look like stir-fried shit on the world stage, and Trump is still waving his cock around. And guess what? We're going to be the ones paying the price. Not Trump. Trump's an 80-year-old gas bag who literally was filmed fucking wearing a fucking loaded diaper. All right? So he's already... He could check out at any moment. He's at that age where, you know, he could just fucking, you know, just not wake up one day or, you know, something... He's old. He's 80. All right? And the fact that he's still doing this regiment of a president, you know, going to Turkey, taking international trips... he likes to, I don't know, stay up late, fucking talk shit on True Social and all this shit. I mean, how much more can an 80-year-old man with his condition take? All right? So whatever he does, we're going to be the ones paying the price for it for the next 10 to fucking 20 years. He doesn't care. He doesn't give a shit. He's on his way out. He's an old codger. He doesn't care. We're going to be the ones that are going to fucking take the repercussions of everything that he's done. So this is where we're at. I'm not wishing anything bad on Trump. I'm just saying he's an old guy. All right? 80 years fucking old. Remember, he was talking shit to Biden during the campaign of 24. He's turned into Biden even worse. Even worse. Jesus Christ. By the way, aside from him talking about bombing Oman, did you hear about this? According to Marjorie Taylor Greene, Trump in high-level talks suggested using nuclear weapons on Iran. Oh, great, dude. Give me a break. That's a major, major mistake. I mean, the nuclear weapons are supposed to be last resort if the integrity of America is jeopardized. All right? Like if America was about to cease to exist or some shit, that is when we use nukes. We're not supposed to use nukes because we're losing. And this would cause a major, major ripple across the international stage in which, just as I predicted in 24, we're going to become so much of a pariah that we're going to have former enemies turn allies. You know, and a big coalition of countries are going to act multilaterally to hit us on our homeland in order for us to stop this fucking ridiculous bullshit that Trump has single-handedly put us in. All right? Single-handedly put us in. This fucking guy is taking us to levels where I don't think America is going to be prepared for. And I said that we were going to get hit up by a nation state on our own homeland because of this very reckless and incompetent foreign policy. All right? Can you believe this? Using nukes against Iran, for fuck's sake? What the fuck? I mean, if that isn't an indication that we're desperate and losing, I have no fucking idea what can convince you. I have no idea. I have no idea what could convince you. And aside from that, here you have Iran coming out. I don't know if you heard about this shit. I mean, Iran is saying it's planning to escalate the war. All right? So it's going to escalate this war because if we're going to give them economic pressure, if we're going to certainly shut down the Strait of Hormuz and we're going to give them, kind of an embargo and nobody can, take anything out or in from Iran, the only option that Iran has is to escalate the war. I'm going to talk about Putin in a minute, but that's what I told you, Putin, he has no choice. I said it in 24. He's going to have to escalate the war in order for him to sustain power. And I'm going to talk about that here in a second, but this is the exact same scenario with Iran. Iran, with enough economic pressure, is going to have no choice but to expand the war, escalate the war. All right? And it's going to go beyond our regional allies, for Christ's sake. I think that Iran's going to escalate the war possibly to hit up our homeland, man. To hit up our homeland. Now, speaking of, demoralization and how we may not be winning this war, I already given you a bunch of indicators. This is a major indicator. Have you heard about this USS Lincoln crisis? Unbelievable, okay? We've had almost 60, if not 60 servicemen from this USS Lincoln try to throw themselves off of the carrier to commit suicide because of the conditions that are on this carrier, for Christ's sake. Reports of backed up toilets, reports of fucking dirty water, reports of fucking horrible food. And the reason is, okay, it's not just because it's an ultra long deployment, okay? It's because the supply chain that would have supplied the carrier with food, with fresh water, with the proper cleaning products and whatever to keep the damn thing sanitary got blown up, all right? Because it would have been one of these bases in the Middle East to resupply. But unfortunately, all of our bases have been fucked up, all right, by Iranian drone and mid-range missiles that there's no supply to be able to resupply these carriers, especially if they're fucking stationed in the Middle East. All right? And for those that are saying fake news, look, let me go fucking, let's look up the USS Abraham Lincoln, okay? Is this fake news? Put the PC shot on. Look, this fake news here.
All right, y'all. So a couple of y'all wanted to see how the ship look, or the head look, aka the bathroom.
Look,
the shower's right here, you feel me? This is what we go through on a carrier.
Look, there it is.
In the Navy. They say join the Navy, right? Join the Navy. Yeah, look at this, y'all. This is crazy. This ain't even the worst part, man.
This is what they're dealing with.
Wait till y'all see the toilets, man. Look at the toilet. Y'all expect me to take a doodle in this, y'all? Nah. Y'all crazy. Look at this. Come on now. Join the Navy, though, right? Join the Navy.
I mean, dude, there are so many instances. I mean, here's another one here. Here's another one. All right, put the PC shot on. I don't know what's going on. I guess they're unclogging the drains or some shit. Look at the water. I mean, this is just unbelievable. And we're in the middle of a war. I mean, we're in the middle of a fucking war up in here, dude. We're in the middle of a war. And guess what? What does Trump have to say about it? He's dismissing it like it's no big deal. Put the PC shot on. There's Trump. He doesn't give a shit. It doesn't concern him. When he was asked about the economy, he said, that doesn't really concern me. What concerns me is if Iran doesn't have a nuclear weapon. Here's him dismissing it right here.
What else do I have to say?
Family members of U.S. service members are concerned about the conditions on board the USS Lincoln.
No, that ship is moving. That ship is moving right now, or very shortly, and it's being replaced with another very similar ship.
Has deployment gone on too long? Are you worried
No,
about the mental health concerns?
Not nearly long enough. Thank you, everybody.
Look at when asked if deployments were going too long, he said not long enough. This is what you people elected. All right? This is what you people elected. Look, just look up the USS Lincoln on X. I mean, there's so many examples. Look at this. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. All right? And we're supposed to expect these young men and women out there to fight a war under these conditions. Look at this. This is feeding time. All right? This is all a supply issue. And the reason is because our bases out there in the Middle East have been bombed to hell, and they've disrupted any kind of resupply, especially in the region. All right? And they've been deployed out there for like, I don't know, fucking 250 days or some shit, and they have no way to resupply at all. No way to resupply. I mean, look at this. I mean, no way to resupply whatsoever. All right? And I'm not saying that, cock troop. We're not talking about that shit right now. And then you got Fox getting this joker, all right, who fought in a war and he doesn't have legs anymore, but now he's chastising the people that are fighting this war, all right, and that are not being supplied properly. Listen to this guy.
I mean, how weak are you on TV complaining about tuna and noodles? I'm sorry. You volunteered to serve your country. You can come back, get out of the military, and do like all of these Democrat veterans and complain about it and make commercials and be a sellout if you want to and come up with a new way of doing things. The last Democrat president that I remember that was deploying troops, Barack Obama, had the Army going to Iraq on patrol bases for 15 months at a time, eating MREs. I'm sorry, but you're a sitting duck on a patrol base in Iraq, in Afghanistan, a heck of a lot more than you are on a fortified Navy.
Unbelievable. Now these are ex-troops talking shit about the current troops. Oh, if that isn't going to build morale, right? Give me a break. Give me a break. I mean, we have low morale in this war, which is a fucking bad thing to have. A bad thing to have when we're in the midst of a fucking war, and obviously a war we're not winning. All right? A war we are not fucking winning. So anyway, look at this. This is great, right? I am just dumbfounded that America is just allowing this to happen. You know? And this goes to show you why I don't do this broadcast, because nobody fucking cares. All right? Nobody fucking cares. And for all you you magatards who are saying fake news, well, how do you answer this? Look at this. U.S. open to foreign-built warships under new White House shipbuilder order. Oh, America first. America first. Give me a break. We're going to have foreign-built warships? What the fuck? I mean, folks, if this doesn't show you that we're not in a good position, not only just in this war, but in the international community, give me a break. All right, I know it's not fucking popular to talk about this shit, but by God, I mean, if we don't start talking about it, and if we don't start demanding from our federal officials to either end this shit or to figure it out, we are going to look like shit. And as a matter of fact, we're going to provoke the world into having a unilateral, or I should say multilateral attack against the United States. Against the United States. So there you go. All right, that's where we're headed now. All right, for anybody saying fake news, why the hell did we put out this fucking memo today, all right, the White House, to fucking have foreign-built warships be built? Unfucking believable. We look like trash, all right? We look like trash on the world stage, just as I predicted in 2024. And you see, I give CIA levels of assessments all the time. I tried to tell you all this was going to happen. Did anybody give a fuck? No! So excuse the shit out of me if I'm not all jovial about doing true capitalist radio shows, all right? Jesus Christ. And look, let's move along. You know, sticking with Iran, but moving more towards Asia. Did you hear about this? Trump is now reducing the amount of drills that U.S. and South Korea conduct on an annual basis, and is also pulling out troops from the area in order for them to be reallocated in Iran. Okay? All right? And why? Because South Korea is not giving us, quote, any help on Iran. So, yeah, this sounds like a great idea. It almost sounds like he's fucking got some hots for little Kim over there in North Korea. I mean, we're turning our backs on our allies and we're embracing these fucking nutcase despots. What the fuck is going on now? He's going to reduce the U.S.-Korea drills and reallocate military assets from South Korea to Iran because they refuse to help us in a war that we fucking started? I mean, this is fucking insane, man. This is fucking insane. I mean, I guess it's because North Korea is supplying not only weapons to Russia, but also manpower. I mean, they've already supplied like 30 to 40,000 troops. They're going to supply even more. That's the only thing keeping Russia alive, in my opinion, is the help from North Korea. And that's the only thing keeping North Korea alive is the help from Russia economically, because they have to buy those drones. They have to buy those armaments. They've got to reimburse North Korea for those men. So unfucking believable. I'm telling you, Trump is making us look like shit. All right? Look like shit. I mean, look, even retired colonels are knocking Trump's order to cut back on critical joint exercises with South Korea. It's insanity. What is going on? I mean, give me a break. Can y'all stop with the MAGA cult glasses, take them off for a little bit and start recognizing the reality around us? All right? It's not looking good. It's not looking good for America. And it's our own fault. It's our own fault for electing this incompetent government, and it's our own fault not paying attention and allowing this government to do whatever it wishes. And that includes trampling on the Constitution. That includes trampling on our fucking troops, using and abusing them as if they're a fucking video game, for Christ's sake. So there we are, okay? And guess what? North Korea, this is what Trump wants for America, all right? He wants America to be like North Korea, where they listen to little Kim, you know? Where they listen to little Kim and, little Kim, you know, he's great. His people fucking bow to him. His people bow to him. You want to know what North Korean people are doing? This is the America that Trump wants right here. Take a look at this. North Korea, since it's having a major heat problem, and it's not even just North Korea, it's happening all over Europe, etc. But take a look at this. North Koreans urged to beat the heat with dog meat soup. All right? This is exactly what the fuck Trump wants for America. That's why he's kind of talking down to all the hardships that we're having in this country. All right? He's making them seem like it's not a big deal. This is the kind of shit that North Korea does. All right? This is the kind of shit that North Korea does, and this is what we're fucking siding with? I mean, we're fucking taking our assets to protect South Korea, which supplies a lot of our fucking electronics, by the way, and industrial goods, so that we could back up some fucking idiot who's telling his own population to beat the heat with dog meat soup? I mean, didn't fucking dumbass Trump complain about they're eating the dogs, they're eating the cats, eat the cat, eat the cat? Remember that shit? And here we are, we're siding with some despot telling his fucking people, hey, get over it, eat some dog. Jesus fucking Christ, man. What is fucking wrong with you dumb fucks in this country? You know, what the fuck is wrong with you dumb fucks? And then we've got Russia. And Russia, let me tell you something, it's going to expand its war theater. I said it in 24, and it's coming to pass. I don't know if you heard this morning, there was an unconfirmed report that a Russian missile hit into the boundaries and the borders of Moldova. And that is a test by Putin to see if fucking NATO or anybody's going to do anything about it. And I don't think they are. But before I get to that, I got a couple of buy me a coffee messages that hooked up here. Put the PC shot on. Xton Revo said WO4Z Wizard Game Drive Ghost X8 build. I don't know what the hell is that? Oh, that's for fucking that's for the Taco Tuesday. It's a video. Thank you there, Xton Revo. We're going to get to yours and LOLs, which is down here. We're going to get to those on the Taco Tuesday Ghost Show, which is a different show than the True Capitalist Radio Show. But thank you, Xton Revo. Cheers to you, man. We got Santa. Speaking from experience, older troops have always called new troops soft. As I used to jokingly say, the Army started to go downhill specifically when you joined. It's the same type of thing as the uphill, same thing as the uphill, both ways nonsense you hear, that's what you said, from everyday old codger in an everyday period of human history. Hopefully those dudes on the carrier come back home soon. America's primary strength was and still should be its unmatched logistical prowess. It's actually insane from my perspective seeing a U.S. carrier run out of supplies. During the Second World War, Coca-Cola guaranteed a Coke to any American soldier that sent them a letter from the front line, and they delivered. Well, I hear you there, Santa, but our corporations don't do that shit anymore, all right, because they're multinational, all right? They're multinational. And thank you, Zaxton. I appreciate it, dude. And Kirk Johnson said, reminder that Zion Don proclaimed that he would be the greatest communist leader, just replace would be with is, and he's slightly more honest. Well, I tried to tell you that he was advocating MAGA communism back in 2024. I even had a show titled MAGA Communism. Nobody believed me. Well, look at you now. Now, let's get back to Russia. NATO's nightmare. The U.S. and Europe have no clear plan for joint attack from Russia and China. Now, I do not believe China will engage in the expansion of Russia's war. I do believe that they'll give them logistical support, possibly some weapon support. I do not think that China will supply any Chinese men to Russia's imperialistic endeavors. But this goes to show you that if they did, NATO and the United States would not have any answer to a joint attack on NATO members. And the reason that they're talking about this, it's because it's been discovered that some of the deep drones that are going deep inside Russian territory, even hitting up Moscow at this point, were actually made in the UK. Take a look at this. UK-made drones strike targets inside Russia. So let me tell you, this is expanding, all right, the Russia's motivation to possibly expand the war and continue going west, which is exactly what I said in 2024, okay? In 2024. So we've already seen some kind of attack or some kind of exploded missile in Moldova this morning, and that's to see whether or not anybody's going to do anything to Russia or not. I mean, that's Putin's test. All right, that's Putin's test, for Christ's sake. And now that you've got UK-made drones hidden inside Russia, it justifies Russia's expansion of its warfare, of its war theater into Western countries, particularly NATO members. And are we going to do anything about it? Huh? I mean, are we going to do anything about it? I don't think so. I mean, we're headed into a World War III scenario, and Trump is fueling the goddamn thing. All right? Trump is fueling the goddamn thing. And speaking of which, Ukraine is going all out, trying to hit up Russia from the inside so that the folks in Moscow are finally having enough, or they're getting too tired of having to dodge drones, having to dodge missiles. Take a look at this. Ukraine takes aim at Russia's economy and morale by attacking online retailer, the Amazon of Russia, called the Wildberries Corporation. And the Wildberries Corporation, it has an internal struggle of its own. It's got the husband tried to use Kadyrev's men to overtake the headquarters and tried to kill his wife. I mean, there's a bunch of stuff going on in the company alone. And now you've got Ukraine hitting up its logistical capabilities, So a lot of things going on. The people of Moscow are getting tired. They're not used to getting hit up inside the city. You've got a lot of people trying to talk. There was a banker earlier yesterday who gave a scathing speech against Putin and saying that they've lost the will of attrition, that they're losing the war. And of course, Putin has subsequently fired that banker, and he's probably going to end up dead somewhere. All right, but this is where we're at right now when it comes to Ukraine. Ukraine is hitting deep inside Russia, and the only thing that Putin has on the table, much like I said with Iran, is if they expand the war. Expanding the war keeps Putin in power because everybody's going to be afraid to take Putin out because no one's going to know what to do with the current war footing that Putin got them into. So it solidifies Putin's tenure, and that's why he can't afford to end the war. Putin cannot afford to end the war because aside from the Ukrainians going and hitting them up in their retail infrastructure, they're also hitting them up in their oil and refinery infrastructure. And to prove this, take a look at this. Put the PC shot on. Second wave of fuel shortages at gas stations sweep across Russia. Witnesses report that gasoline was once again unavailable at some fuel stations in Moscow region. And there's a picture of everybody in the gas line, and it's because the Ukrainians have hit up the logistics and the refinery capabilities of their oil and gas output, of their production. And now they can't even produce enough oil and gas for their own population, which also adds to the global fuel and oil shortage. So, I mean, it's not looking good. And now Putin obviously has got a whole bunch of pissed off Russians that are now being affected by this war against Ukraine, that they're starting to kind of go against Putin at this point, slowly but surely. And the only thing that Putin has left, in my opinion, is if he continues the war and expands it. Because if he expands the war, and let's say he takes some of these countries like Moldova or Latvia or the Balkans, which are very easy targets if you want my personal opinion, it will give the morale of the people a boost, thinking that, look, Mother Russia, we've gone into Moldova, we've gone into the Eastern Europeans, we're taking them over, and all this other bullshit, galvanizing the people once again and having them believe that Russia, even though they may be taking pain on the domestic front, they are powerful and that they are a superpower on the international front. So there we are right there. All right, there we are right there. So this is already a war going on, and I truly believe, and I believed it in 24, and it's coming to pass now, okay, that we're going to see Russia expand the war beyond Ukraine. And it's because Putin has no choice. For him to sustain power, he has no choice but to continue the war onward. And that's what's going to happen. And just like I said with Iran, Iran's going to have no choice because they're going to be economically pinched to the point where they're going to have to expand the war, not only for morale purposes, but to keep the war economy afloat. Because the war economy is a holding pattern for an absolute economic collapse of a country that is being sanctioned, that has an embargo, etc. So this is where we're at right now when it comes to Russia and Ukraine. All right? No end in sight, and I truly believe that Putin is going to expand the war into Europe. All right? Now with China, China's come out recently because Taiwan is actually conducting some war drills off their coast, and China seems a little uneasy about that. And it's threatened Taiwan that, hey, if you keep doing that, you're going to jeopardize the safety and propagate fear amongst the Asian countries and shit, which is China's the one's been flexing nuts on that. But aside from that, all is quiet in China. The only news out of China here recently is that Xi Jinping urges advancing socialism with Chinese characteristics on the birth centenary of late leader Jiang Zemin. And by the way, Jiang Zemin was the leader of China that brought China out from the third world bicycle fucking economy that they were in back in like 1991, 92, brought them into the first world by having a deal with the United States for supplying the majority of our products. And that's why I was for Trump in 2016. I do agree that we should have tariffed China, because China has gotten filthy rich off of our consumption without reciprocating anything, with the exception of massive consumption of our livestock and our agriculture. They don't buy any of our products whatsoever. We had an $800 billion annual deficit before Trump took power in 2016, and that's a trading deficit. That means every year we were sending them $800 billion in a trading deficit. That's how they were been able to build their economy. That's how they've been able to build their manufacturing base. That's how they've been able to build their techno cities and their cyberpunk cities and all this other shit, which in actuality, I hate looking at these pictures of these lit up buildings and shit as if the West is supposed to give a shit. I know that those buildings are made of crap. All right, they're crap buildings made of crap material. All these fucking Chinese people did was take all the LED shit that's overstocked in their factories, because we have a tariff on them. We're not buying as much from them. They just took the LED lights and put them up on their shit buildings, and we're supposed to be like, the fuck out of here, for Christ's sake. And Belligerent Brian said, my girlfriend and I have low-key been preparing in case Poland gets invaded, and we have to harbor her parents in the UK. It's a little tense when we hear about Russia. Well, I'll be honest with you. I think it's going to be fucking Belarus who's going to take first hit at Poland. I said back in 2023, all right, when Putin decided that it was going to put a nuclear weapon in Belarus, I said that Poland should have went in preemptively and taken out Lukashenko, all right, or Lukashenko. He should have taken him out, because I said back then, I don't know if y'all remember, that Poland would rue the day they didn't do that. And now they're ruining it. I'll tell you that right now. Now they're ruining it. Anyway, that's China news. I've already been on here for 2 hours and 13 minutes. Let me go ahead and end this out here. Do I have any more? Oh, yeah, I forgot. Now Trump, after Israel has completely obliterated Palestine, now he sent his, female to male fucking son-in-law, Kushner, all right, to a good meeting with Netanyahu after Hamas talks on Gaza peace plan. A peace plan? I mean, have you seen Gaza? Have you seen Palestine lately? It's all been razed, man. It's all been destroyed. Have you seen the footage coming out of there? The IDF is killing everybody out there, and they're justifying it because of the October 7th attack, which I always said was an inside job, because how the hell did a bunch of Palestinians who are supposed to be embargoed, who nothing comes in and out of Palestine without Israel knowing about it, how the hell were they able to get in paragliders and motorcycles and all these terrorists on October 7th? They all had fatigues. They all had well-equipped guns with ammunition. They had all this shit. How the hell was Israel there overseeing this occupied territory and they didn't know that this shit was going on? Bullshit. All right? Even Yasser Arafat said that the Hamas is a, quote, tool of Israel. Hell, even Israel has said it. All right? Even Israel has said it. And let me see if I can find the article. Let me see if I can find this article. Yeah, here it is right here. Here it is right fucking here. Let me go ahead and get to it. It's trying to see if it can verify me as a fucking human being. Here it is. Put the PC shot on. Look at this. Hamas created, indoctrinated, and armed by Israel. All right? All right, before flattening the Gaza project, Israel had turned Gaza into an open-air prison. All right? I mean, the reason that Hamas was a project from Israel was because it had to use the Islamic terrorists in order to combat the PLO, which was ran by Yasser Arafat at the time, and they could never catch Yasser Arafat. Okay? So they needed another wing of people that would be against the PLO in order for them to stop the PLO's influence within the region. And unfortunately, Hamas not only did that, but it also created another boogeyman for Israel, which in turn justified what's going on there right now. So there you go. That concludes all I've got to talk about when it comes to domestic and international news here. All right, I didn't really mean to go this long when it comes to this True Capitalist radio show, but I appreciate everybody who's been listening. I appreciate everybody who has hooked it up with messages. Cheers to you. Now it's time for everybody's favorite part of TCR, and that is totally useless news. All right? Who's ready for totally useless news? Now, this is very interesting here because I'm not a big fan of this rise in Christianity because all you got to do is look up pasture, molest, look up reverend, rapes, I'm not joking. It's like every fucking week I hear about some fucking pastor or some reverend or some fucking head of church, all right, molesting children, taking advantage and banging teenagers, banging teenage boys, girls, the whole 9 yards. And to be honest with you, I just don't like, and I'm not just picking on Christianity. Anybody who wears their religion on their sleeve, you need to run away from them as quick as possible. All right? I don't give a shit what religion it is. I don't care if it's Judaism, Islam, Christianity. I mean, look, I'm not saying that you shouldn't believe spiritually in what you want to believe. In America, we have the freedom of religion. But I don't want to hear that shit, nor does the general public. I mean, in America, we shouldn't allow people to have headdress and garb that represents a certain religion because we're supposed to be a secular nation. Hence, the freedom of religion. But you see, I think that when people, especially in the Christian department, they use Christianity in order for them to meet people, to interact with people that probably have the same deviant mentality that they do. Let me give you an example. Now, you would think Christianity, right? They'd be more worried about, I don't know, having faith and being pious and shit. No. We've got Christian men that are now forming men-only gyms to seek and to protect Christian men from, quote, lust. What are you fucking talking about? Yeah, we have men's-only gyms. It's called gay bathhouses, you fucking closet homosexuals. All right? This is what I'm talking about here. All right? Look at these dudes. You can't tell me that these are masculine-looking pricks. All right? They all have Jesus is King on their fucking shirt. Like, yeah, look at me. I'm in an all-male gym to protect me from lust. Yeah, why don't you go into the showers and see how protected from lust you are? I'm telling you right now, I have always said that the modern gym, all right, that even includes like women and men gyms, is the modern-day bathhouse. All right? Anybody who goes to gyms, at least 90% of them are fucking waxing carrots, chewing each other up the ass in the showers or in the saunas or any of that shit. And I'm sure it's even worse, all right, and an all-men's gym that are supposed to be Christian to protect them from lust. Give me a break. Give me a fucking break. And look at these guys. They look like they just came out from a fucking circle jerk in the fucking bathroom, for Christ's sake, man. Yeah, men-only gyms for Christians to protect them from lust. This is a fucking bathhouse. You know it, and I know it. Jesus fucking Christ. No pun intended, Jesus, but, I mean, they're using your name to hide behind a veil in order for these fucking guys to chew each other up. Look at how they're touching each other like, yeah, bro. Yeah, man, I like your pecs, dude. Yeah, man. You know, I mean, they're in the fucking showers, fucking cornholing each other, saying, Jesus is king. Yeah! Yeah! Fucking disgust. Take this shit off. I mean, fucking Ram Ranch is less gay. Fucking shit. And what is this cock troop? They're all good at manifesting. They're all just as good as friend. I'm not reading that. Fuck you, asshole. All right, don't donate to me anymore. I'm fucking done with this show. I'm only going to do a couple of more fucking totally useless news segments, and I'm getting the fuck out of here. All right? This is eating into my drinking time. All right? This is eating into my fucking drinking time. And speaking of which, okay, since we're going to go on the theme of molesting pastors, I hear about these stories all the time. Here's the latest one, all right? Florida pastor accused of having sex with 14-year-old boy while hiding HIV diagnosis. All right? Timothy Shaneyfield, I think is his name, 42 years old, of St. James United American Free Will Baptist Church. Yeah, Free Will. American Free Will Baptist Church rapes a 14-year-old boy, infects him with AIDS. Huh? Yeah, that's fucking Christian, dude. I'm sure fucking Jesus, he died on the cross for you to fucking rape a fucking 14-year-old boy and fucking fill him up with AIDS. Oh, that's so fucking Christian, dude. Yeah, that's so Christian. That's why I'm telling everybody, anyone who wears their fucking goddamn religion on their sleeve, run away. Run away. I don't like anybody. The first thing that comes out of their mouth is like, I'm religious, I'm this. Get the fuck away from me. I exit stage left. All right? I exit stage left because this is the kind of crap that they truly are. People that just talk about religion. This is what they are inside. This is them. Florida pastor accused of having sex with a 14-year-old boy while hiding HIV diagnosis. And this is a preacher. This is a pastor here. This is a pastor, for Christ's sake. Give me a fucking break. All right, there we are. Totally useless news. Ain't that America? Home of the free. Ain't that America? Anyway, and look, let me give you another story. I got two more totally useless news stories, and I'm getting out of here, okay? Now, this one is kind of humorous, but then again, you know, many people will say that this is not right. Look, I love my lawn, all right? I don't want fucking kids riding their bikes on my lawn or fucking stepping all over my fucking lawn, for Christ's sake, all right? I fucking take care of my lawn, dude. I pay fucking, well, I used to have illegals in my yard. Now I gotta pay some fucking meth head and shit out here to fucking go and do this crap, all right? I pay a lot of money so that my lawn can look prestigious. Well, maybe this guy's onto something. Take a look at this. Minnesota man charged for using homemade spike strip to keep kids off his lawn. Look at that. How about some homemade spike strip to keep fucking people off my fucking lawn? Get off my lawn! Get off my fucking lawn! A criminal complainant alleges that a man set up dozens of screws in his yard in an attempt to keep neighborhood kids from riding their bikes on his lawn. What the hell's so bad about that? Get off my lawn! Get off my property! Fuck you, lawn Nazi! Hey, I like my lawn, all right? I mean, my grass is perfect. I take it very serious, all right? I mean, one of the biggest value adders to your piece of real estate or your home is having great greenery at the front. Good curb appeal. All right, good curb appeal, for Christ's sake. And look, that takes a lot of work. That takes a lot of effort. You know, I got a fucking sprinkler system that I got to fucking pay for that waters the shit. I pay a fucking exuberant water bill to make sure the lawn's great. And what? A couple of fucking brats are going to come in and fucking wipe their dog shit shoes and, break blades of grass and shit. Fuck that, man. It's my lawn. Get off it. All right? Now, I wouldn't put a spike strip or anything of that nature, but get the fuck off my lawn, all right? You fucking little brat. Or I'm billing your parents. And same goes for these fucking people who walk their fucking dogs and their dog takes a fucking dirty shit on your lawn and they just leave it there. Those people need to have their hands cut off. I'm not fucking joking, man. I mean, your fucking dog took a shit. You need to pick the shit up and put it in a trash can at the very least, you fucking piece of trash. I can't stand irresponsible fucking dog owners who allow their dog to shit and piss any fucking where without any fucking doggy bags to pick the shit up. You fucking irresponsible shitheads. All right? And if you're one of them, fuck you. I hope something bad happens to you. All right? Fucking ruining people's lawns by having your pet piss and shit on it without even giving a common courtesy to pick the shit up. Jesus Christ. Ghost is a mad boomer? Hey, I have pride and integrity of my fucking home where I live. All right? Jesus Christ. I guess you don't. I guess you live in public fucking housing, and that's the bad part about public housing. They don't give a shit. All right? That's why you go to any government-funded public housing, all right, and you're going to see nothing but shit broken down because these people don't care. They didn't pay for it. They don't give a shit. So you have to make sure that your property is respected, because if it isn't, people are just going to go and take a shit on it and piss on it, and they're going to run all over it all day long unless you tell them something about it. All right? Jesus Christ. And we got Man Bear Pig who hooked it up with a buymeacoffee.com/GhostPolitics message and said, brokies can go fuck themselves. Yeah, well, hey, I know Man Bear Pig works hard for his money. All right? Anybody who owns a home, especially now that the average median home is almost $400,000 now, I mean, anybody who owns a home is going to have fucking pride and integrity, and they don't want dog shit all over the lawn. They don't want a bunch of brats fucking going over and fucking tearing up the lawn with their fucking shitty shoes and shit. Indians will shit on my lawn next? No, they won't. Shut up. That's fucking racist, all right? You're a racist piece of shit. Jesus Christ, man. All right, this is my last fucking totally useless news, and then I'm going to get the hell out of here. All right? Jesus Christ. Now, I thought I've seen it all. But then again, speaking of kids, there's a UK theme park that is being slammed over, quote, a disrespectful Titanic ride that reenacts the Titanic sinking into the bottom of the ocean. I'm not kidding. Family theme park slammed over disrespectful Titanic ride for kids. Here it is right here. Look at, there's the Titanic, okay? And then the Titanic lifts up, all right? And everybody slides down as if they're sinking into the ocean. This is for fucking children. You can't make this shit up. You fucking Brits, dude. What is your problem? What is your fucking problem, man? Oh, look, they even give you a boarding pass, all right, that entitles you to 3 wrecks. All right, they're not even fucking, like, kind of hiding. They're not even trying to hide it. Here's your boarding pass for the Timu Titanic for 3 fucking wrecks where it can go up and you slide down. I guess you tumble down. It's got some mats in there for you to prevent yourself from getting injured. Unbelievable. Unfucking believable. And they're not going to tear it down. All right, they're not tearing it down. They're defiant. They're like, hey, look, everybody loves it. It's fun. All right, it's the Titanic. All right, it happened over 100 years ago. Get over it is what they're saying. And fuck you, Froppy. That sounds kind of fun. Of course your fucking macabre gay ass would say such a fucked up fucking thing. Dude, Jesus Christ. All right, I've had just about enough of this show. All right? I've said what I had to say. And look, if you want another True Capitalist radio show next Monday, I mean, how about a little support for the effort, all right? And I'm not talking about these fucking troll fucking donos like from fucking Murky Long and fucking Cock Troop and these fucks, all right? Jesus Christ, man. All right, but I am going to do a ghost show tomorrow. We already got 2 pre-donos. The first one from LOL, the other one from Xanton. Xanton Revo. Cheers to both of you guys. You will be played first on tomorrow's ghost show. All right, so cheers to everybody out there, man. I appreciate y'all for listening. You are listening to the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. If you'd like to join and support the show, join the True Capitalist Radio member chat room. All right, go to buymeacoffee.com/GhostPolitics. Hold on, wait a minute, we got fucking BN King who hooked it up. But anyway, go to buymeacoffee.com/GhostPolitics and go here to become a member of the True Capitalist Radio chat room. All right, and you'll be supporting the show, or hook it up with a message. Either way, man, I appreciate it. No matter what. Cheers to everybody out there. And look, BN King wants a spin on the Pressure Luck Picker Wheel on tomorrow night's Ghost Show. And by the way, tomorrow night's Ghost Show is at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Okay, it's a different show than the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. It's a lot of tomfoolery. We've got radio graffiti. We've got Ghost Show meme posts. So cheers to everybody out there who's a Ghost Show fan, and cheers to everybody out there who's a True Capitalist Radio fan. And Belligerent Brian, where can I get tickets for it? I want a ride. He's talking about the Titanic ride. And then we got Cocktroop. I wasn't trolling, dude. All right, great. Hey, get this idiot out of here out of Kick Chat. All right? Get him out of here and fuck up his stupid badge, too. Get him out of here. When you get banned, your little stupid chat badge, all right, gets fucked up from fucking X. So fuck you. How do you like that shit? Fucking piece of crap. Hold on, we got another dono on Buy Me a Coffee here. And wait a minute, Ghost in Minecraft, Ghost Forever. Well, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. I don't play video games, all right? I think if you would have listened to the beginning of this broadcast, you probably would have gotten the message there. But hey, it is what it is, man. Thank you either way, Ghost in Minecraft, all right? Anyway, folks, thank you all for tuning in. Ghost Show tomorrow. If you haven't done so, add to your bookmarks, add to your favorites, Ghost.report. It's under construction. All right, but don't worry, we're gonna be providing more content on Ghost.report. And also, my social media of choice is X, or should I say Twitter, and there it is right there, The Ghost Report, all one word, no underscores, The Ghost Report. And follow me on there, man, for Christ's sake. We also broadcast the True Capitalist Radio on there. We've got 224 people listening over there. Cheers to all of you. Thank you very much for chilling with us tonight. All right, I will be on the Ghost Show tomorrow. Hopefully, I'll probably be doing True Capitalist Radio next Monday. All right, I'll probably do True Capitalist Radio next Monday. Anyway, until next time, thank you very much for chilling with us tonight on True Capitalist Radio. Once again, if we do True Capitalist Radio, it's on Monday, 5 p.m. Central Standard United States time. Until next time, I'm out of here.